same Excel file and have it for yourself. Even if you don't have Microsoft Excel, no problem. Just understand the data from my screen. You don't require Microsoft Excel software to use and build a Power BI dashboard. Absolutely fine. All right. So guys, what do we have here? Let's understand that. What you are looking at is the data of every single transaction, every single order that SN Corporation has received. SN Corporation is a company which is operating in the continent of Europe. And it is very similar to a DMart of India, or a Walmart of USA, or a Target or a Costco of USA, or a Lidl of UK. For all of you who are not from India, think of it as a Lidl or whether Costco or a Target, etc. Right? What all do these companies do? All these companies basically sell a lot of things under one single roof. That's the basic context, right? All of these companies sell multiple products under one single roof. SN Corporation is exactly the same. It also sells multiple products under one single roof. And here we have the order data of SN Corporation. And not just that, guys, for every single order, we have a lot of extra details. We don't just have the order number. We also have a lot more details about that order. So let's go ahead and understand all the columns one by one very quickly. Okay. The first column that we have is the order ID, where we get to know the ID assigned to that order. We start off from the first order, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we go all the way down till 4115. Okay. So this tells you that we have roughly around 4100 orders, in this entire data. Okay. Now we have the next column, which is the date on which the order was placed. So we start our entire data from the 1st of January 2017 all the way till 31st of December 2020. So we have the data of 2017, 18, 19, and 20, 4 years. Okay. Then we have our customer name, the name of the customer who has placed that order. Then we have 3 columns which are very close to each other: country, state, city. Just like how you have India, Maharashtra, and then Mumbai, right? Same way, right here, because SN Corporation is operating in the entire continent of Europe, you will be having multiple countries. Continent of Europe has multiple countries, correct? So just like how we have India, Maharashtra, and then you have Mumbai, for example, right here, as you can see, you have United Kingdom. Within that, you have England. Within that, you have Leicester, right? So you will be having your country. Within that country, what is the state from where the order is coming? Within that state, what is the city from where the order is coming? All right. Then we move on to the next column, which is region. Now, what we have basically done here is divided the continent of Europe into 3 regions: Northern Europe, Central Europe, and Southern Europe. And whatever countries come to the north part of Europe, they will be classified as North region. So all your Nordic countries like your Sweden, your Finland, your Norway, all of that comes under North region. Then you have some countries in the center, in the middle, that will come under Central region. And then you have some countries towards the south part of Europe, which will be South region. As simple as that. Then you move on to the next column, which is all about segment. Now, what we have done here is basically we have divided the kind of customer into 3 buckets. Think of it as 3 buckets which I'm having. And every customer is put into one bucket. One bucket is called consumer. So if a person, an individual person, just like you, just like me, has purchased something for our house, for our family, for ourselves, we come under the consumer category or the consumer segment. If a company has placed an order, all right, for example, here we have corporate, all right. Now, tomorrow, if Mukesh Ambani decides Reliance will give everyone coming to Anant Ambani's wedding a laptop, right? They will place 1,000 laptops order. That's a corporate order. What is it called? It's a corporate order, right? So this comes as corporate. And then you have the third order or the third segment, which is called home office. Home office is nothing but a freelancer or a consultant. If you have a freelancer or a consultant placing an order, that comes under home office, where the person is running a business from their house. Their home is their office. As simple as that. All right. So you have home office, you have consumer, you have corporate. Then you move on to shipping mode. What is shipping mode? And don't worry, guys, we only have a few columns left. All right. So just like how you have in today's world, so you have everything available, right? You have Amazon 1 day delivery, your Blinkit, Zepto will give you 10-minute delivery, right? Amazon had a new vertical, a 2 hour delivery. Grofers did 2 hour delivery. There are different kinds of delivery modes, right? 1 day, 2 days, I would say same day delivery, 2 hour delivery, 10-minute delivery, etc. etc. Same way, we have shipping mode. We have economy plus, we have immediate, we have priority, all of this. They are different kinds of shipping modes based on the delivery time. And then we have another three columns, which are very close to each other and very, I would say, well connected. Just like how you had your country, your state, and your city, same way you have your category of product, which can be office supplies, furniture, technology, all of this, right? Within every subcategory, you can have multiple subcategories. So for example, here you have category, right? Office supplies. Within office supply, you can have paper, you can have art, you can have binders, etc. Right? So even if the category is the same, subcategory can be different. And even if the subcategory is the same, the product name can be different, as you can see. You see this right here? Even for art, there are different kinds of product names. So you have your category, the biggest umbrella. Within that, you have smaller umbrella, which is subcategory. Within that, you have product name. All right. And finally, you have the last four columns, which is all about your cost, your sales, your profit, and your quantity. Cost, I hope you know what cost is. Absolutely right. Sales is the revenue that we have generated on that order. Profit is nothing but your sales minus your cost, right? If the profit amount is negative, it means we have made a loss on that item. So if you see a negative value in the profit column, it means we have made a loss in that particular order. And finally, we have the quantity. How much of that particular product have we sold in that order? So this is the entire data. As you can see, we have a total of, as you can see, 65,000 plus values. So this mimics a real life data set as well, having 65,000 values. And we are going to use this entire data right here inside of Microsoft Power BI to go ahead and build this amazing dashboard step by step, one by one, piece by piece as well together. All right. So guys, I hope you're able to understand the entire data very clearly. And if you don't have the data, I've given you all the link of the entire data set in the Zoom chat once again. For all my people who have joined in a little bit late, no problem. The link has been given to you in the Zoom chat. Go ahead, click on it and download the entire Excel file. I request everyone to work on the same data and not use your own data. If you use your own data, we will be working differently. Your answers will be different. My answer will be different. To learn, let's work together on the same data and then you can practice with your own company data later. All right. Chalo. With that being said, guys, now it is officially time to start off with Microsoft Power BI. And I know for a fact, a lot of y'all, let me know in the Zoom chat, guys, how many of y'all here will be building their first Power BI dashboard with me as a part of the entire workshop? You have never used Power BI earlier, a lot of people. Chalo, no problem. Wonderful. Whether you are someone who has already used Power BI or you haven't used Power BI, it absolutely doesn't matter. We will be learning everything from scratch. Okay. So the first thing that you are going to do is open up Power BI. If you have Power BI installed, this is what you are going to do. Go to the search bar of your laptop / PC and search for Power BI. You see this right here, Power BI. All you have to do is search for Power BI and you will see Power BI desktop. You will only be able to see it if you have Power BI installed. If you don't have it, it will not show you that option. So please make sure to only do this if you have Power BI installed. If you don't have Power BI installed, learn everything right now. There is no problem and practice later. Okay? Chalo. So on that note, guys, let's go ahead, open up Microsoft Power BI. And when I do that, this is how the interface of Microsoft Power BI would look like. But this is not the real interface. This is just the opening interface. You will see a lot of buttons here. The one that you have to click is this button called blank report. You see this blank report? That's it. Simply click on blank report. Once you click on blank report, now you see the actual interface of Microsoft Power BI. All right, so this is the entire interface of Microsoft Power BI, and we are about to go ahead and understand the interface of Microsoft Power BI one by one, step by step. Okay. First of all, guys, let me clarify. You do not need to pay anything to use Power BI desktop for the rest of your life. You do not even have to sign into your account. As you can see, even though I have a Microsoft Power BI account, I have logged out of my account. To show you that sign in is not required. So I myself haven't signed in. No need to create an account. No need to pay anything to Power BI to use Power BI desktop. If you see a pop-up while opening Power BI, if you get a pop-up, you will be having X button on the top right corner. Close the pop-up. No need to sign in. As simple as that. So no sign up, no sign in required at all. Okay. Now, let's understand the interface of Microsoft Power BI very quickly. At the top left corner, you will be seeing, just like any other Microsoft application, a ribbon. Every application of Microsoft, whether it is Microsoft Excel or Word or PowerPoint or Outlook, everything has a ribbon which has a lot of tabs. For example, here I have the Home tab, Insert tab, Modeling tab, all of this, right? And within every tab, there are a lot of functions, correct? This is exactly what we also have in Microsoft Power BI, Microsoft Excel, where we have multiple different tabs and multiple different functions. So this, my friend, is called, this entire thing is called your ribbon. Okay, so this entire thing is called your ribbon. There are a lot of functions that we will be diving deep into in the next few hours to come. This entire part is called your ribbon. From year to year, let me just mark it down for you as well. Yeah, there you go. All right. Multiple tabs are there. We will look at all of them one by one in the next few hours. But this is called your ribbon. Right below your ribbon, you see this empty space, all of this, right? This empty space here, this entire box. This entire box is what I like to call your Power BI canvas. What is it called? It's called your Power BI canvas. And this, my friend, is where the magic happens. This is where you get to build your Microsoft Power BI dashboard. I like to think of a Microsoft Power BI analyst, being one myself, as a painter, as an artist, where we go ahead, just like how an artist picks up a brush, paints the entire canvas with wonderful colors and has a pretty picture. Same way, a Power BI analyst, my friend, does the job of building amazing dashboards, beautiful looking dashboards with this Power BI canvas. That's why I like to call this as your Power BI canvas. Power BI likes to call it the workspace, which I feel is a very boring name. But whatever you want to go ahead with, you can choose to call it canvas, in my words, or workspace. All right. So this entire white space is called your canvas or your workspace. Right below your Power BI canvas, you have your page number. So you can click on the plus button and add more pages, and you can also delete pages if you want. A Power BI dashboard can have as many pages as you want. You want to have 100 pages, although it is not logical to have 100 pages, but it is good to know that you can also have 100 pages if you want. You can have as many pages as you want, no problem at all. All right. Not just that, guys, towards the right-hand side of your entire interface, you will be having three panes. What is it called? Panes. P-A-N-E-S. I'm writing it down in the Zoom chat as well. It's called P-A-N-E-S, not the Hindi equivalent of pain, dard. No, it's P-A-N-E-S. Okay. Now you have three panes: the filters pane, the visualization pane, and the data pane. The filters pane, visualization pane, and the data pane. If you cannot click, if you cannot see the entire pane properly, you can click on the double arrow here. If you click on the double arrow, it will open up. All right. As you can see, it will open up. So if you click on the double arrow once, open. Close, again click on it. As simple as that. You have three panes. You have the filters pane, visual pane, data pane. What do they do? Now, of course, we are going to dive deep into all these different panes as well throughout the entire journey. However, just to give you a brief right now, the filters pane will allow you to filter your entire dashboard according to something. So if you want to filter a dashboard, you have the filters pane. The visual pane will allow you to do two things. And I want you guys to note it down. Although I'm going to give you all the notes of the entire workshop. However, I want you guys to note down important things, because if you note down something, it is easier for you to remember it. All right. So make a note of it. The visual pane will allow you to do two things. One, make a visual. What is it called? Making a visual. The visual pane will allow you to make a visual. And second, it will allow you to format a visual. So if you want to change the appearance of a visual, I want to add a shadow or a border, change the background color. All of this will happen in the visual pane. And if you want to make a visual, I want to create a column chart or a pie chart or a bar chart, all of that in the visual pane. Okay. So you can make a visual, format a visual. Note it down because I'm about to ask you this question once again in the next 15 minutes to come. All right. Now, here comes the third pane, which is the data pane. The beauty about data pane is once you get your data inside of Microsoft Power BI, once you get your data inside of Microsoft Power BI, you will be having every single column of data that you have, every single column of data that you have, for example, order date, customer name, city, country, etc. All of this will be shown here in the data pane. And you will be allowed to use the data pane and all these columns to make a dashboard. Just to give you an example, once you load your data, whatever columns you have in your Excel file will be listed here. City column, cost column, country column, etc. And you can use this data to make your dashboard. All right. So this is what you call the data pane. Okay. Now, this is what you need to know at this stage before we go ahead and start loading our data. So guys, again, you have your ribbon, you have your workspace / your canvas. You can find out the page number at the bottom of the entire interface. And on the right-hand side, you have your filters pane, visual pane, and your field pane. Now, understand, guys, if there is anyone on this call who has downloaded Power BI back in 2020, 4 years ago, and hasn't ever updated Power BI, then you might see something called as the field pane. Instead of the data pane, you will see something called as the field pane. Don't worry, it is the same thing. Both of them mean the same. It has just been renamed to the data pane. That's it, nothing else. Okay. So field or data pane mean the same thing. Now, I hope everyone is absolutely clear. Guys, can I have a yes if you are clear with the entire interface so far? Easy to understand everything so far? Perfect. Now, it is time for us to go ahead and understand how to load our entire data. Okay. How do we go ahead and get our entire data from Microsoft Excel to Power BI? And for that to happen, you need to understand a very important concept, which is how does Power BI fetch the data? Do you have to copy paste your data? No. As Excel users, we are very accustomed to copy paste, correct or not? Want to shift your data from one worksheet to another, what will you do? Copy and paste, correct? But Power BI doesn't work like that. The good news is Power BI actually works on the concept of electricity. Now, what do I mean by that? Let me explain. All right, think about this. I want you all to keep Power BI aside and think about how you have electricity in your house. Wherever you are right now, I'm pretty sure you have electricity there, right? How do you get electricity? Let's say you're in your house right now. How does your house get electricity? You have a power station very far away from your house where electricity is generated by whatever means, right? From that power station, with the help of electrical wires, your electricity flows through electrical towers, again connected with wires, another electrical tower, so on, and it will ultimately reach your locality, your area. From your area, again with the help of electrical wires, you will be having electricity coming to your building. And again with the help of electrical wires, it will come to your house, correct? With the entire electricity system that you have had in your house. Same way, think about this. What is the benefit of this entire system? The benefit is, if you require more electricity, if the power station generates more electricity, you can have that extra electricity flowing through these wires, correct? And it can reach you. The best part about this is, in the future, if the electricity increases or decreases, you can have that coming to you, correct? Microsoft Power BI works on the same concept. Instead of copy pasting your data, because the problem with copy paste is, if you copy paste your data in the future, what if your data has more data, more orders coming in? Again, you have to copy paste. What if you reduce some order, you refund some order and it is gone? Again, you have to update your data if you copy paste. So we don't copy paste. What we do is we establish a electrical wire between our Power BI dashboard and our Excel data. No matter what the data is, Excel, SQL, Google Sheet, whatever the case is, you will have your entire data connected with the help of electrical wire to Power BI. So in the future, if there is more data in your data source, for our case, it is Microsoft Excel. If you have more data, if you update your data, if you modify your data, if you remove some data, it will also pass on that information to Power BI and our dashboard will update according to it. So what we are going to do is use our electrical wire and establish a connection. No copy paste work. We will establish a connection between our Excel data and Power BI. Now the big question is, how do we do that, right? So let's go ahead and understand it. I will show it to you on my screen and later you can do it. I will give you all time to do it. Don't worry. You can do it side by side or you can do it after me. Either way, whatever works for you. Okay. Guys, I will have to, if I want to get my data within the home tab, you see this home tab, I have this button called get data. I will have to click on this icon. Do not click on the text. Click on the icon. Only when you click on the icon, not on the text. If you click on the text, a drop down will come. You need to click on the icon. When you click on the icon, you will be having a dialog box called as Get Data. And in this dialog box, you will not believe me when I say this, but you have literally hundreds of options from where you can get your data. All major platforms you can get your data from. Whether you have a Microsoft Excel workbook or a CSV file, or you want to get all the data from a specific folder, or you want to get data from a PDF document or a SQL server, or you want to get data from a SharePoint folder, or you want to get data from, let's say, a Google Sheet, or you want to get data from, let's say, Amazon, or you want to get data from, let's say, Google Analytics. You literally have everything listed here. You want to get data from a website, you can get that also. Want to get data from SQL, you can get that also. You see this? Want to get data from MongoDB, you can do that. So you can literally get data from all the major platforms in the entire world. In our case, right now, we will look at Microsoft Excel. Okay. So I will select this option of Microsoft Excel workbook and click on the connect button. Again, notice guys, you are not having a copy paste button. Correct. There's no button called as copy paste. It's a connect button because we are connecting a wire. So now I'll click on the connect button. Once I click on the connect button, it will ask me to select a Microsoft Excel file on my laptop. I can go to wherever I have the Microsoft Excel file. If you don't have the Microsoft Excel file, I've given you all the link in the Zoom chat. Please download it right now. If you have downloaded this from your browser, it will be in your download folder. So go to your download folder, whatever your default download folder is, select the Power BI dataset Excel file. And you can see the open button. Buttons opened up just like this. Okay. Now you might wonder, sir, what is Navigator now? I have understood everything so far. What is Navigator now? Think about this. Guys, in a Microsoft Excel file, we can have 10 worksheets also, correct or not? We can have 15 worksheets also. But what if I have 15 worksheets and I only want to make a dashboard out of my first worksheet? In that scenario, don't you want an option where you can choose which worksheet do you want to get your data from? You want that, right? This is what Navigator is. So if you notice, in Power BI Excel file, we are having one worksheet displayed. And if you click on this worksheet called list of orders, you will see the entire data that you are having, which is what you have in Microsoft Excel, list of orders. So now if you had multiple worksheets, all you have to do is put a tick mark on whatever worksheet you want to get your data from. So this way, instead of getting all the data, you can choose what data you want to have. But in our case, we only have one worksheet. So this is not very useful. All I have to do is put a tick mark on the worksheet which is available to me, which is called list of orders. You see this? List of orders at the bottom. That is my worksheet. So if I want to load my data from here, I will have to put a tick mark here. That's it. Without putting a tick mark, I can't load my data. You see this? There is no button called load. I can't do anything. You need to put a tick mark. Then you have the button loaded for you. Then you can click on the load button. You also have the cancel button, which will cancel the entire process, which I of course don't want to do. The second button is called transform data, which will load up Power Query with the help of which you can transform your data, which is not required right now. So what you need to do is click on the load button, the green button. Once you click on the load button, so I have this selected, The moment I click on the load button, see what will happen on my screen. I will be having creating connection in model. What is it called? Creating connection, not copy paste. Again, remember connection. And once the entire process is completed, do you see this list of orders? I have loaded list of orders right here. As you can see, 13th of July, 7:41 p.m. And if you want to see all the different columns available to me to build a dashboard, I just have to expand this data by clicking on the arrow, just like this. Okay. And you have all the columns right here that you can use to make a dashboard. So before we go ahead and start making our dashboard, all I want you guys to do is simply load your data. Click on the Get Data button right here. Select Microsoft Excel and select your Excel file. Put a tick mark right here for list of orders and click on the load button. The entire process is in front of you. Download the Excel file if you don't have it and drop in a done sir in the Zoom chat once you are done loading your data, so I know when to proceed further as well. Please go ahead, drop in a done once you are done loading your data. Okay. Kiran, Vishal, I can see a lot of people dropping in a done sir. I can see Sai Kiran, Ansuya, I can see Sivaranjan, Shweta, Rakshit, Malvika, Arjun, Christina, Swati, Shreya. Wonderful. Done, sir. Perfect. Guys, I will also show you the entire process once again. If you haven't been able to understand it, please look at my screen. Home tab, go to Home tab. Go to Get Data button and select Excel Workbook. Click on the Connect button. Excel Workbook, click on the Connect button. Select your Microsoft Excel file. Click on the Open button. And simply put a tick mark here and click on the load button. That's it. So put a tick mark here, click on the load button and your work is done. All my MacBook users, all you have to do is learn everything right now. If you don't have a Windows laptop, no problem. I will be covering Power BI service tomorrow. So as a MacBook user, learn everything. Tomorrow, I will teach you how to implement it on a MacBook as well. No problem. And all my mobile users, again, learn everything right now and you can practice later. No problem at all. I hope that's clear. Okay. Chalo. I see a lot of people dropping in a done, sir. Wonderful. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and start building our visuals. Guys, we have gone ahead and loaded our entire data. The big thing is, how do we go ahead and start building our visuals? And here's the fun part. Microsoft Power BI is the easiest software. If you think Power BI is very complex, difficult, it's not. Trust me when I say this, as a Microsoft certified trainer, I can tell you it's not difficult. Microsoft Power BI works on the same concept as how your house is built. Okay, I know it's a very vague example. Let me explain that to you. Think about this. If you look at your floor right now, you might be in your room, hall, office, car, space, wherever you are. Look at the space that you have below your chair. Look at the floor that you are having. Your floor will be built of multiple different tiles. I would say square tiles, correct? And your floor is nothing but a combination of all these tiles put together. Correct? You have one tile, two tile, third tile, fourth tile, all of this put together like I would say, pieces of a puzzle. You have your entire floor. Correct? Think of Power BI dashboard as your floor. And on this floor, you can create your own tiles. And every visual that we are going to make, every single visual that we are going to make will be inside a tile. Microsoft Power BI's funda is very simple. Whatever you want to make will be inside a box, inside a tile. So for example, here I have a table. You see this? My table is inside a tile. Here I have a column chart. My column chart is inside a tile. Here I have a pie chart. It's inside a box. So if you want to create any kind of visual, it will always be inside a box, inside a tile. Okay. Now, the first visual that we are going to create, it's called the card visual. The card visual is nothing but, it's a wonderful, wonderful visual, very simple yet very important. It's a wonderful visual. It's nothing but a rectangle that shows you one important number. It's nothing but a rectangle that shows you one important number. For example, right here in our final dashboard, do you see this? I have an important number. As the management of this company, definitely they have an important number, which is sales, that they want to constantly understand. So here I have a tile, which is a card visual having the total sales. Here I have another card visual showing the total cost. Here I have another card visual showing the total profit. So you have a total of 3 card visuals, each of them showing one important number. You guys tell me, what is one important number called in corporate language? What is the full form of KPI? You guys tell me. Yeah, everyone understands key performance indicator, guys. That is what an important number is. Something that denotes the performance of your company, right? So this is what we are going to show our management. Now the question is, how do we proceed further with this? How do we go ahead and build a visual? As I told you, start by making a tile. So if you notice, guys, how many of you all remember I told you a few minutes back, if you want to make a visual or format a visual, you need to go to the visual pane. Remember, guys, can I have a yes very quickly? Make a visual, format a visual. You need to go to visualization pane, correct? So if I want to go ahead and make a visual, where will I go? Of course, visual pane, correct? So in the visual pane, do you see this? Why do you think we have all of this? Time pass? All of these denote a specific visual. For example, if I want to build a card visual, do you see a card visual here? A small card visual. It has the icon 1, 2, 3 inside it. You can go and locate it yourself in your own Power BI. 1, 2, 3 is the icon, as you can see. Whenever you want to insert any kind of tile, all you have to do is click on the visual. If you want to insert, let's say, a card visual, click on the visual tile right here. Okay. So if I want to make a card visual, first step is to always insert a tile. To do so, I will click on the card visual right here. Click. That's it. The moment I click on it, I will have a tile just like this. Now, the best part is a tile is customizable. I can make it taller. I can make it wider. I can make it bigger. I can make it smaller. All of this is what you can do for a tile. So if you want to create a card visual, step number 1, create a tile. All right. And once you have this tile created, I will place it somewhere around here. There you go. How about that? Okay. Once I have this card tile inserted, the only thing which I am yet to do is tell Power BI what is the KPI that I want to see inside this tile. I haven't told that so far, correct or not? I have just inserted a tile. So what is the KPI that I want to see? That is what I need to tell Power BI. So how do I tell that to Power BI? Guys, right below all my icons, all these are icons. Right below my icon, there is something called as the field pane. You see this field pane? And you have this white box which says add data here. If I want to look at total sales, if I have this card selected, and if I want to look at total sales, best way to do that is to drag and drop your sales. Power BI is so easy. It works on the concept of drag and drop. You can drag something, drop something, and you have a visual created. For example, I can go here, get my sales into the field box. Sales, I can click on it, hold my cursor, click, hold my cursor, and drag it to the field box. The moment I do that and I drop it, do you see this? Now I have total sales in my entire card. Another way to do it, I can go here, get my sales, and drag it inside my tile. How about that? The moment I drag it and drop it inside the tile, it will also get me the same answer. You see this? My field is now sales. So you can either drop it inside the entire card or the shorter version, the shortcut. Just put it inside the field box and you will be able to see the entire KPI inside your card visual. If you want to remove something, click on the X button. If you want to, let's say, now add profit, go and get profit here. And now you have profit. Want to get your sales once again, drag it, drop it. Now you have your sales. Easy. That's it. That's all you have to do. Again, click on the card visual, insert it, and then get your sales inside the field box. Done. That's it. Understand, guys, a lot of people will make this mistake. If you don't see the field box, the problem is you haven't selected your card. So for example, if I don't have this tile selected, if I click outside, I will see a values box, which is wrong. Values box is different. We will cover that later. But where you need to insert is the field box. If you don't select your card, Power BI doesn't know where to show the KPI, correct or not? So always select your card first. Only then will you be having the field pane. And then you can drag whatever you want to drag. As simple as that. Okay. So this is how you can go ahead and create your card visual. Now, the thing is, if you look at this card visual, it's good. But if you notice, here we are getting a decimal value. We are getting 1.3 million. Why is it that we are getting 1.3 million here? And why is it that we are getting only 1 million here? What is the difference? What's happening here? The thing is, by default, Power BI doesn't show any decimal place. By default, it will not show you any kind of decimal place. So that's why, even though our answer is 1.3 million, by default, it is not showing that 0.3 million. So how do we go ahead and enable our decimal places? Think about this. Guys, if you are trying to add a decimal to your answer, aren't you changing the appearance of your entire visual? Aren't you formatting your entire visual to be in a specific manner? You are, right? So can you tell me in the Zoom chat, where do we have to go if we want to format a visual? Do we have to go to the visual pane or the data pane? Which one? Visual pane, correct? Perfect, right? So we will have to go to our visual pane, right? Remember, make a visual, format a visual pane. That's it, okay? So guys, if I want to format my visual, again, I can go to my visual pane. Having my card visual selected, without having the card visual selected, it will not work. So have it selected, go to the visual pane, and you will see three sections. Build a visual. The first one is called build a visual. The second one is called format a visual. You see this? Build format. So if you want to format a visual, you can go to this section, format visual. Okay. Once you click on format visual, you can go to call out value. Now again, we will discuss all these formatting options in more detail in a few hours as well. Don't worry about that. But for now, what actually matters is just one setting of decimal. So if you want to go ahead and add decimal to your answer, simply go to format your visual, go to call out value. You have two things here. Call out value, which refers to 1 million. And you have sum of sales, which is nothing but your category label. So if you want to modify your footer, you go to category label. Want to modify 1 million, you go to call out value. Simple. If I go to call out value, once I go to call out value, I can change the way 1 million looks like. I can make it bold. I can make it italic. I can make it underline. I can do everything. But for now, I don't want to do any of this. I will remove all of it. And what I want to do is add a decimal place. How do I do that? Do you see this option called value decimal places, guys? Right now, it is set to automatic. What is auto? Auto matlab automatic. Means Power BI can do whatever it wants. Power BI has full control. However, if you go to value decimal place and you make it 1, now you will have 1 decimal place, as you can see. If you make it 2, you will have 2 decimal place. 3, 3, 4, 4. And that's how it works. So all you have to do is go here and put the value decimal place as 1. And that's it. Now you have your entire card visual completed. You have, my friend, 1.3 million, your total sales, and that's your answer. So this will tell you or your audience that the company has made a total of 1.3 million of total sales. Okay. And this is, my friend, your first visual, your 1.3 million of total sales. Now, we also want to create our total cost and our profit. So how do we do that? There are two ways. One, either you can again click on the card visual, again put your profit here, again go to format, again do all of this, or instead of doing all of this, the easy way is you already have one visual. You can copy paste the visual. How do you copy paste? Select the visual, Control C, Control V, and you will have a duplicate of it, just like this. Okay. Again, if you want to copy paste, Control C, Control V, and you have one more duplicate. There you go. All right. The good thing is, if you copy and duplicate something, copy paste, Control C, Control V, you will also copy the formatting. So you see this, my decimal is also copied now. So now all I have to do is remove my sales and get my cost. And you see this, now I have my cost. I no longer have to again go to formatting. Why? Because my formatting is also copied. My formatting settings have also been duplicated. Similarly, here also I can go and get my profit, and my work is done. So now you have 1.3 million of total sales. This is the cost, this is the profit, and that's it. That's how you create your card visual. Insert the 1, 2, 3 icon card visual, add your sales, format it, and simply duplicate it twice to replace it with a cost and a profit. Please go ahead, complete this, and once you are done, let me know in the Zoom chat, guys. I'm keeping the icon open in front of you. This is the icon. Please go ahead, complete it, and once you are done, let me know in the Zoom chat. The Zoom chat is open. Drop in a done sir in the Zoom chat once you are done completing all the 3 visuals for yourself as well. Satya, Lavanya, I can see Pihu, Gautam, Rahul, Alok, Libin, Umesh, Kayur, I can see Pranjal. Perfect. Awesome. Wonderful. Easy so far, guys. Simple. If you want me to show the formatting once again, please go to Visual Pane. Select your visual. Without selecting your visual, do not go to format. Select your visual, then go to format, and then go to call out value. Okay. So where do you have to go? Format, visual, call out value, and you have to go to value decimal places. I've highlighted everything. Please have a look at my screen. Okay. Done, sir? Yeah. Also, guys, remember, how do you change the footer? How do you add a background color? All of this is what we will look at later. The primary goal for all of us should be to make a functional dashboard. All this coloring becoming the next Picasso, we will do at the end of the entire session. Everyone clear with that, guys? Coloring right now is not important. Building a functional dashboard is more important. Okay? So all of this will be covered, not right now. Simple? Chalo. Perfect. All right. So now, guys, we have created our first 3 card visuals. Now it is time to go ahead and create our next visual, which is going to help us understand the different customers that we are having, the name of the customers, the total sales, the total cost, and the total profit for every single customer. Now you might wonder, sir, iska kya zarurat hai? Why are we using this? Don't we have the customer data in Microsoft Excel? Yes, we do. But here is the difference. Understand, guys, when it comes to our table, we are looking at the cumulative sales, cumulative cost, cumulative profit. What we are seeing here is order-wise data. For example, if I had Ruby Patel place the first 5 or 6 orders, then I would see Ruby Patel 5 times. But in my Power BI table, I would see the total sales of the first 5 orders totaled together, combined together as one single value. So what you are seeing here is the total sales by a customer. Here you have order-wise sales of a customer. Everyone clear with the difference between what we have in Microsoft Excel and what we are having here, guys? Easy to understand? This is order-wise. That is total. That is the difference. Okay. Now, at the same time, you might have this question, sir, why do you require this company customer list? Think about this. Guys, every big company in the entire world will be having this data as very important. Take an example of, let's say, a bank, right? If you have noticed this, if you have a lot of business, let's say you have a primary bank for yourself, let's say your family is doing a business, for example, and the account that your family business has is with, let's say, HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank or any other bank in the entire world will treat its customers differently. For example, I have my entire business account with HDFC and we have multiple crores in that account as a balance all the time. Now, the thing is, we will get preferential treatment. We will be having, for example, I can call up my RM, I can call up the branch head also, and I can get my work done at any single point, even at 6 o'clock in the evening, even after the 4 o'clock after office or after banking hours. Why? Because they will have a special treatment given to their specific customers, which are giving them the most amount of income, most amount of revenue also, right? Same way, every other bank will do it. Not just banks, every other airline. If you notice, even airlines have membership, I would say, points, right? So you have your Qatar Airways, you have your Etihads, you have your Vistara also, by the way, Air India also, by the way, right? All of them have reward points, membership points. Why? Because they want their customers to stay with them. They don't want their customers to go to their competitors. Even all the major hotels like Marriott's, right? Marriott Bonvoy has their own membership, right? Why? Because they don't want anyone else, their customers, to go to anyone else. So if that is the case, if the entire world is doing that, the easiest example, Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime, why? Because people shouldn't go to Flipkart, correct? So if every major company is doing that, won't you agree that our company should also understand where majority of the revenue is coming from, which customers are contributing to the majority of the revenue, and we should also give them some special discounts, special membership points, loyalty bonus, etc., etc. Can I have a yes if you understand the reason why we have this entire table? It's very important for you to understand why we have the kind of visuals we are having in the entire dashboard, right? So this is something that we are going to build, and it's very simple actually. In order to build this table, all you have to do is the following. Simply go to the visual tab. All right. Once you go to the visual tab, all you have to do is go to table. Where is table? Table is right here. There you go. So guys, right here, you have table. All you have to do is click on table. Okay. Visualizations, you have your table, click on it. That's it. Once you click on table, okay, once you click on table, you will be having a table visual inserted. Again, a tab. And if I want to look at for all my customers, their total sales, I can get my sales also. Unlike a card visual can only show you one item, but a table can show you multiple columns, of course, right? So you can also add sales here. You can also add your cost. You can also add your profit. There you go. You can add whatever you want. And if you are unable to see all the columns properly and you have to scroll like this, the good thing is you can increase the width. You can go to the edge or the corner just like this and you can increase it. There you go. Now you are able to see the customer name, the sales, the cost, and the profit. As simple as that. And if you want to find out which customers have given you the highest amount of revenue, you can sort your data according to a particular column. So if you want to find out or get the data arranged according to highest to lowest sales, click on the header called sum of sales. Once you click on the header called as sum of sales, your entire data will be arranged in descending order according to sales. If you again click on sales, it will become opposite, ascending order. So lowest to highest. I can do it for profit also. I can do it for cost. I can do it for customer name, whatever you want. So if you want to arrange your entire data according to a specific column, click on the header of it and your data is already arranged. As simple as that. For now, I will keep my customer name A to Z as my arrangement. And that's how you create your table. So go ahead, insert a table. There are two things which are having very similar icons. One of them is called matrix. Matrix is not the same as table. Do not insert a matrix. What you need to insert is a table. So simply click on the table button, this one, and have the following four things in your column. I'm keeping it open. By the way, guys, everything that you are seeing right now in my PPT, you will be getting it as a note as well for yourself towards the end of the entire session as well. Today, tomorrow, both of the days. All right. So please go ahead, convert your entire tile into this entire table with the 4 columns that you see on my screen. And once you are done, please drop in a done in the Zoom chat, guys. The Zoom chat is open. Let's do this. When I say dancer, Ramya, Ramakrishna, I can see Soumya, Del, Kanan, Nagendra, Gautam, dancer, Avni, dancer, Emmanuel, I can see Anish, Shweta. Wonderful, guys. The moment I opened up the Zoom chat, I see almost everyone dropping in a dancer instantly. It seems like we all are super, super quick. Done, very interesting. Chalo, shabash. Perfect. Siley done. Manisha done. Arpita, a lot of people done. Perfect. Awesome. All right, guys. So this is how we can create a very straightforward, a very simple table. Now, everything that we have done so far is nothing but like easy visuals. Everywhere we have had only 1, 2 things added, correct or not? Now it is time to take it up a notch, right? Now it is time to climb another step. We are here, we went here, now it is time to go here. And how do we do that? By creating a little bit of a more complex visual, which is called a column chart. Now, of course, you have used a column chart in Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets or PowerPoint, but in Microsoft Power BI, it's a little bit different. And I'll show you how it is different. All right. So, guys, what are we about to build? We are about to build an entire column chart, which looks like this, which shows you the total sales for every single subcategory. Okay, so we are looking at the total sales for every single subcategory of product. That's what we want to look at in our column chart. Okay, now, how do we start? When you know nothing, go back to your basics, which is what have I told you always insert a tile as your step 1? I have, right? That's what we need to do. So before thinking about what to do, where to put all of that, insert a column chart, insert a tile for a column chart. To do so, in my visual pane, in my first row itself, the 4th icon is called a clustered column chart. Click on the 4th icon called a clustered column chart and insert it. There is one more column chart called as stacked column chart and another one which is 100% stacked column chart. Both of them are used in specific scenarios, which is not what we require right now. So what you will be using is the 4th icon, which is called the clustered column chart. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put this clustered column chart towards the right-hand side of my table to make it look really nice. How about this? All right. So everything is coming into place, as you can see. And when it comes to this column chart, guys, we have a lot of things. We have x-axis. We have a lot of requirements. Earlier, we only saw one requirement, right? In both of these cases. But when it comes to our column chart, we have something called as x-axis, we have something called as y-axis, we have something called as legend, small multiples, tooltips, oh my God, a lot of things, right? And it might seem difficult because there are so many things here, but it's not. It's actually the most easy thing to learn. If you learn it in the right manner, it will be easy. Don't worry. Okay. So let's understand what will happen here. Guys, let's go back to our college days, our school days, right? Everyone here in their college or at least in their school days have had mathematics, even though we liked it or we did not like it. Hai to sahi sabke paas, right? We all had mathematics as a subject, right? Go back to that time when you had a chart on a graph paper, right? On in just anything, in any case in maths, you always had two axes, right? In a column chart, you always had two axes. A vertical axis, which was called what? Your y-axis. And your horizontal axis, which was called x-axis, correct? So you had two axes, a horizontal axis, which went from left to right. You had an axis which went from left to right, as you can see, okay? And you had one more axis, which was vertical, which went from bottom to top. The bottom to top one was called y-axis, and the left to right one was called your x-axis. So guys, my question to you is, if I want to create this entire column chart, can you tell me, there are two things here. One of them is sales. One of them is subcategory. Can you tell me Which out of these two? Is it sales or is it subcategory that is going from left-hand side to right-hand side? Let me know in the Zoom chat, guys. It's a very easy question. No trick questions here. A very simple question. What data is flowing from left-hand side to right-hand side? Is it subcategories? Yes. Everyone agrees, guys. Subcategory. So that will be our x-axis. What data is going from bottom to top? Tell me in the Zoom chat. What is going from bottom to top? 0.0 M, 0.1 million, 0.2 million sales, correct? So that will be our y-axis. Simple, right? Even if you haven't taken maths, I'm sure this is the easiest thing, right? You have horizontal subcategory, left to right. Vertical sales. The higher the column height, the more is the sales, as you can see. Lesser the height, lower is the amount of sales, correct? So we will start off with what we actually know, which is what our subcategory and sales, our x and y axis. So what will be our y axis? As we discussed, vertical sales, correct? I will go ahead and put my sales. Where is my sales? Sales as my y axis. The moment I add sales as my y axis, do you see this? Now I have one big column. That's it. And if I hover over this column, I will see 1.267 million. What is 1.267 million? If you round it off, it is 1.3 million, correct? So this is nothing but the total sales of my entire company. Why am I seeing the total sales of my entire company? Why? Because I haven't added any x-axis. We only have our y-axis, as you can see. So it is time for us to go and add our x-axis. What do we want to split our data by? We have this one big column. I want to cut this entire column into smaller pieces. I want to cut it into smaller pieces of what? Subcategory, correct? So I'm going to go ahead, get my subcategory as my x-axis. The moment I do that, you will be having the total sales of the company divided across multiple columns. For example, we have one column for bookcases, one for chair, one for appliances, and so on and so forth. This is how you have that one big column broken down into smaller columns. Now, the thing is, if you add every single column that you have here, if you add bookcases plus chair plus appliances all the way till the last one, which is labels, the answer will be equal to 1.3 million. I want you all to understand this very clearly. We are not modifying our data. We are just changing the way we see our data. So think about this. If I have, let's say, this entire water bottle, right? And let's say I have a cup in my hand. If I keep on pouring this water in multiple cups, if I have 10 cups, I will pour some water here, I will pour some water here, I will pour some water here. And this entire bottle will be empty. Now, if I pour the water back into this bottle from all these cups, will the amount of water change? No, right? It will be the same. So that is what we are doing. We are basically dividing our data. We are not adding or removing or modifying our data in any way. The total of all our columns will always be equal to 1.3 million. Guys, everyone clear with the water bottle example and what we are doing here? No modification, no adding, no subtracting. All we are doing is changing the way our data looks. That's it. All right. Chalo, perfect. Okay. So all we have to do is use our subcategory as our x-axis. That's it. Okay. Now we have a bunch of more things. We have our legend, we have our small multiples, we have our tooltips. Let's look at legend. What is legend? And it's a very interesting concept. Once you understand this now, you will yourself understand the practicality of it. Guys, think about this. When it comes to our entire answer, what are we looking at? We are looking at the total sales of every single subcategory, correct or not? We are looking at the subcategory sales of bookcases, of chairs, etc., etc. Now, you tell me if this is a practical expectation or not. In the meeting that you are having on Monday, what if you are presenting your data and the marketing head of your company will tell you, Jatan, can you show how much total revenue, the total sales have we done for every subcategory according to region? So for example, out of the total 2,73,000 of bookcases sales, how much did we do in the central region? How much in north? How much in south? So When I allocate my marketing budget, I can also allocate my marketing budget based on a certain proportion. I don't do it equally across all the three regions. I can also allocate my marketing budget according to the income or according to the interest we are having from different regions. So for every single subcategory, show me a breakdown of region for every single subcategory. How many of you all agree that's a very valid question to expect from a marketing head of your company? I'm not even just making up a question. That's a very valid, legit question that you can expect. Correct or not? Yeah? Perfect. So how do we do that? In order to do something like that, we have legend. Guys, legend is basically doing the work of x-axis. What does x-axis do? It will split your data from total to more columns. Same way, if you already have all these columns and you want to further, for the second time, split up your data one more time, you have legend. So if I add region into my legend, see what happens. For every single subcategory, now again we have three more columns. One we have for central subcategory. Then we have north bookcases. Then we have south bookcases. Similarly, for chair, we have central chair, north chair, and south chair. So what we have basically done is divided our entire data further for every single subcategory into individual regions. And we can understand that majority of our sales is coming from the central region for almost every single subcategory that we are having. So legend will allow you to divide your data one more time. That's it. Guys, everyone clear with the concept of legend? Can I have a quick yes? It's a very simple concept, the same as what we have done for x-axis. It will further divide our data one more time if required. All right? Perfect. So now, guys, the thing is, you use legend whenever it is required. You don't use it all the time. Why? Because at the end of the day, if you are showing this data to a person who is not very data savvy, they will get it confused. They will get confused. अरे इतना सब क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे? Right? Anyone will go like, what's happening here? Because there are so many columns, right? So only when you have a question to answer, you have legend. Otherwise, I myself don't use legend without having a question asked to me. Once you have the question answered, remove the legend. That's it. Okay. So to not overcomplicate our entire data, I will remove the legend. But I'm glad that everyone here has been able to understand the purpose of legend. So if required, you can use it if you have a question like that. Not all the time. Okay. Next, you have something called a small multiple. Now, small multiple is a very recently added feature. It is right now in the beta phase and it is prone to a lot of bugs, a lot of errors. I don't want your entire dashboard to crash because of those bugs. So I'll be skipping small multiple because it is unstable in nature. Once it is fixed, I will teach you all that also. But for now, small multiple is not important. What is actually important is tooltips. And tooltips is a wonderful feature. It is so simple. It is so easy, yet so wonderful. You will be shocked once you see it. Let me go ahead and show you how it works. Guys, what is tooltip? If I hover over any of my columns right now, what do I see? I see two things: name of my subcategory and the total sales. Correct? Name of my subcategory and the total sales of that subcategory. Correct? Now, let's say my boss tells me in my meeting, Jatan, can you give me an overall picture? Don't show me only revenue. Also show me the profit that we have made and how much quantity have we sold, so I can understand the bigger picture. I can understand what is actually happening for that subcategory. How many of you all agree that's a very valid, again, a very valid requirement from our management? Anyone can ask this question, correct or not, to understand what's really happening behind the scenes, correct? Perfect. So now, how do you present it? You can either do the following. You can go to your y-axis and you can also add your profit, for example, something like this. But the moment you do that, your boss will be like, no, no, no. I don't want you to overcomplicate the column chart. Don't give me multiple more columns. Only when I require, show me the profit. Only when I require, show me the quantity. On demand, right? So on demand कैसे दिखाऊं मैं? I don't want to add one more column, so I will have to remove this, right? Now what to do? This is where tooltips come. Whatever you add into tooltips are visible only on demand. What do I mean by that? Understand this. If I go and add profit and let's say my quantity, there you go. In tooltips, my column chart will not get affected at all. It will be the same as the way it was earlier, as you can see. But on demand, whenever I hover over any of my columns, now do you see? Now I have two more things visible to me. Sum of profit, sum of quantity. So now I can see the total profit and total quantity only when I want to see it. If I go to another column, again, I can see the total profit, total quantity on demand, only when I hover over something. So this is a very, very useful feature if you want to present more information, extra details about something without complicating your entire visual. You can add it to tooltip and it will only give that information out whenever someone hovers over a particular element of your entire visual. So if I only hover over this column, I will see the entire data for it. Otherwise, it will not affect my entire chart at all. So tooltip is on-demand information whenever a user hovers over a specific element of your entire visual to avoid any kind of confusion or cluttering of your data. Guys, everyone clear with the concept of tooltip? Can I have a big yes if that's clear? What we have just done is provided more information without disturbing our entire column chart. How many of you all here have found it to be super useful? Drop in a super useful in the Zoom chat. It's a wonderful feature that I myself have never seen in any other platform, including Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets and PowerPoint as well, right? So this is how easy it is for you to go ahead and create a column chart, all right? Now, guys, everything that we have discussed, x-axis, what is y-axis, what is legend, what is tooltip, everything is covered in your notes as well that you are about to get. So guys, please go ahead and create your column chart and drop in a done in the Zoom chat once you are done. It is the fourth icon. This is the icon. It is the fourth icon from the first row. You need to have your sales as your y-axis, your subcategory as your x-axis, and your tooltip will be profit and quantity. In the notes, because I couldn't take a bigger screenshot, you only see profit, but you will also have to add quantity. So in your tooltips, add profit and quantity, both of them. Okay? Chalo, done, sir? All right, perfect. Done along with you. Chalo, wonderful. I see a lot of people doing it along with me. Wonderful, guys. Awesome. Abhijit, Acer, Sanket, Nagesh, Harsh, Amit Raj, Palani, Aman, Reshma, so many of you all dropping in and done along with me. Wonderful. Done, sir? Perfect. Done along. Guys, so far so good. Maza aa raha hai. Let me know in the Zoom chat if your entire experience of building Power BI is easier than expected. No complications, very simple language. Maza aa raha hai, guys. Tell me in the Zoom chat. Yeah? Yes, sir? Chalo, wonderful. Happy with your learning? So far, so good? Yes, super interesting, very easy and good. True, sir. Chalo, wonderful. Absolutely true. Chalo. Easier than expected. Told you, right? Power BI is not difficult when you learn it in the right manner. Chalo. Perfect. Now, let's go ahead and look at a magic trick. I'm about to show you a magic trick. Okay. And what is this magic trick? Let's understand that. Guys, when it comes to our entire data, the thing is, when you create, and you'll be super happy with this, when you create a column chart now, indirectly, you have learned how to make any chart. Okay. What do I mean by that? If you create a column chart, the thing is, in Power BI, you can literally go from one visual to any other visual on the click of a button. Yes, on the click of a button, you can go from one visual to another. As simple as that. How is that possible? Let's say in your meeting, you are presenting this data, you are having this column chart, and your boss is like, nahi yaar, I don't want to see a column chart. I want to see a bar chart. Can you show me a bar chart, not a column chart? What will you do? Will you sit and manually make a bar chart, again do everything, delete this? Absolutely not. What you need to do is select your column chart. Okay. You see this column chart icon is active. All you have to do is click on the bar chart, having the column chart selected. So if you have it selected, click on the bar chart and see what happens. The moment you click on it, you, my friend, have converted your entire column chart into a proper bar chart. And now you have everything inserted the way you want. Your tooltips, your y-axis, your x-axis, everything is correct the way it is supposed to be. And not just that, if you want to go from a bar chart to, let's say, a line chart or an area chart or a pie chart or a donut chart or again back to a column chart, you can do all of this on the click of a button, ultimately saving you hours and hours of your time every single month making changes to your entire dashboard. So this is the magical button which I'm talking about, with the help of which you can go from a bar chart to a column chart to a line chart to a pie chart to an area chart. And I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. All right. So this is all you have to do. Click on a button and you will be able to go from one visual to another. So once you create a column chart, you can literally convert it to anything and everything. Let me know by dropping in a super useful in the Zoom chat if you have found this small yet unique functionality to be super useful for your dashboard building process. All right. One click and your work is done. Okay. Super useful. Wonderful. Nice trick. Chalo. Perfect. Awesome. Now, guys, with that being said, let's go ahead and create another visual. And this time we are going to explore the world of line charts. And this is going to help you understand how smart Power BI is. Okay. What we see here is our entire line chart where we are looking at the orders that our company has received, not quantity, orders. We are looking at the total orders that our company has received every single quarter of every single year. So quarter one, how much do we have? Quarter two, quarter three, quarter four of every year. We start from 2017 quarter one, which is where our data also starts. Remember, 1st of January 2017, quarter two, three, four, and so on, right? And this is what we need to create in our entire dashboard. An entire line chart showing us the trend of our orders. Where did we receive the most amount of orders? Is the company growing? Is the company declining in terms of orders? Everything. How do we do that? First of all, go back to your basics. Simple bhasha mein, go ahead and insert a tile for yourself. Okay. So first step, insert a tile. How do you insert a tile in the visual pane? Here you have your line chart. For me, it is the second row first icon. Depending on your laptop screen, it might be here or there. As fine, as simple as that, right? So you can go here, click on line chart. Once you click on the line chart, this is how it looks like. You will be having the entire line chart inserted, and just for thoda aestheticness, I'll go ahead and make it towards the bottom right corner. So everything is happening in a proper order. By the way, if you notice, you will, once you complete this, you will be able to look at 60% of your dashboard already done for you. How much? 60% of your dashboard. As simple as that. 60%, it's done. Once you create this entire dashboard, and we only have this much left. Okay. So let's go ahead and build this line chart together. You can do it with me or you can do it after me. Guys, when it comes to this line chart, again, we have our x-axis and our y-axis. So forget everything for a second. We know that if I want to create a column chart, I can start with my y and x-axis, correct? So same way, when it comes to my line chart, I can also start off with my line, my x-axis and my y-axis, okay? The question is, what will go into my y-axis and what will go into my x-axis, right? Let's understand that. First of all, what is our y-axis? As you can see, guys, everyone agrees our y-axis is the total orders and our x-axis is our quarters and years, which is going from left to right, and our total orders are increasing from bottom to top. Can I have a yes if everyone is clear with this? Y is vertical. Vertical, you have orders, and horizontal is year and quarters. Simple? Perfect. So now, how do we get, let's start off with our y-axis. The question is, how do we get our orders? Do we have any column? You see this? The last four columns of our entire data are numerical columns. But do we have a column called as total orders? Not really, right? We don't have a column called as total orders, right? So how do we get the answer? By the way, guys, quantity and order is not the same. One order can have 100 quantities. That doesn't mean 100 orders, correct? So how do we get our total orders? It's very simple. Understand the logic behind it. Guys, even though we don't have a separate column called as total orders, what we do have is order ID. What do we have? Order ID, right? Where for every order, we have a unique order ID. We have no duplicates here. Every order has a different unique order ID. So we start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we go all the way till 4115. So we have 4115 orders in our entire data. As you can see, The total also comes to 4115 right here at the bottom, correct? So how do we use it? Think about it. Guys, when it comes to our order ID, can I simply count how many order IDs have I issued in order to find out how many orders have I received? Think about this. Let's say you have a store where you are selling products and giving it to or shipping it to their houses. For every product, you keep a label of your company, right? At the end of the day, if you were not in your office and you want to find out how many orders were shipped that day, can you simply count how many labels were used? Can I have a yes if that makes 100% sense to you? All you have to do is count how many labels have been stuck, and that will tell you how many orders were placed and shipped. Can I have a yes if that makes sense? Yeah, easy. You just have to count your labels, correct? So what we are doing here is also counting our labels. Order ID is nothing but our label, right? So if you count our IDs, it will tell you how many orders have we received, correct? So in order to do that, right here, we have our y-axis. When it comes to our y-axis, I can simply go and get order ID right here into y-axis. The moment you do that, do you see this count of order ID? And if you hover over this dot, see what is there. Our total orders, 4115, exact, correct? So this is how you can go ahead and get your total orders number as well. The thing is, you might wonder, sir, what happened here? Why are we getting count of order ID? Abhi tak, everything that we have done is total sales, total cost, total profit. Hai ke nahi? How are we getting the count here? Why is Power BI giving a different answer here, right? Understand this. Power BI is super smart. Power BI has looked at your column header, which is what order ID, and it understands that no person in their right mind would like to find out the total of all the order IDs, the sum of it. For example, if I simply find out the sum of this entire column, it will come to 8468670. What is the point of that number, right? There is no point. So no person in their right mind would want to find out the sum of order ID. What they would want is the count of order ID. So by default, just by looking at your column header, it has given you count and not sum. But here's the thing. Let's say your Power BI is not very smart. Okay, for example, and you have gotten the sum. By mistake, you have gotten the sum. Now what to do? Very simple, guys. You can change the calculation method yourself. How do you do that? I'll give you an example. Let's say I have the total sales here, but my boss wants me to find out the average sales. How do I go from total sales to average? Very simple. I just have to go to my field box. Here is my field box. I'll go there and I will click on the V button. You see this V button? Click on the V button. And when you click on the V button, you can change the way your answer is calculated. Whether you want to find out the sum, the average, the minimum sales in an order, maximum sales, whatever you want. For example, if I say average sales, the moment I say average, I will see on average per order how many euros have I collected as my revenue, which is 308 euros. If I go here and I make it minimum, I can see that the minimum revenue that I've generated in a single order is 3 euros. I can make it maximum also. I can make it back to sum also. So same way, even if I have my order ID here, I can go from count to sum to average to minimum, and so on and so forth. So if you want to change your calculation method, want to find out the maximum of something, minimum of something, average of something, sum of something, count of something, you can do that very easily as well. Everyone clear with that? Can I have a yes? If you are able to understand, you can go from count to sum to average to whatever you want. Easy, simple logic, guys. Perfect. All right. So now we have gone ahead and gotten our order ID, total 4115. Now, a lot of people might also think about this question. And if you have this question, you guys are exactly like me. Even I, when I was learning Power BI, also had similar questions. Okay. The question which I have in my mind is, as a student, it's a line chart, correct? Why are we not having a line? Why are we having a dot? How many of y'all have this question? Sir, why do we not have a line? Why do we have a dot here? Yeah. Understand, guys, when it comes to our column chart gave us one column that we could see. So for our line chart, we also should be getting one line. But understand, we haven't added our x-axis at all. There is no x-axis here, correct? For your line to look like a line, there has to be a starting point and an ending point for which you require your x-axis, correct or not? Here, what is happening is, here we actually have a line which is starting from here, ending also here only, because there is no x-axis. So starting point is also the same, ending point is also the same. So if you draw a line starting from here, ending here also, will that look like a dot or not? Of course it will. So you actually have a line here. It's just that because the starting and the ending point are the same, it is looking like a dot. Everyone clear, guys? It is actually a line. The moment you add x-axis, it will look like a line. However, right now there is no x-axis. Simple? Perfect. I want you all to develop this thinking. I want you all to understand this workshop is not just about Power BI. It is to also help you understand how you can think like a data analyst, how you can think like an IT professional, how you can think as a data scientist as well. So it's important. It's as important as learning Power BI to understand how to dissect your data and what kind of thoughts you should be having while working with data. So I hope you're paying very close attention to all of this. All right. Now, guys, let's go ahead and add our x-axis. How do we go ahead and add our x-axis? Very simple. Guys, all I have to do is get my order date into my x-axis. But if you notice, what do we require here? We require our quarter and yearly data. You guys tell me, in our entire Excel file, do we have day-wise data or do we have quarterly data? Let me know in the Zoom chat, guys. Day-wise or quarterly? Let me know in the Zoom chat. Day, correct? So ये quarterly कैसे लेके आए? How do I get quarterly now? Again, that's a big challenge. Well, it's not really a challenge. There are two ways in which you can get your entire date converted to whatever you want. All right, you can literally convert it to whatever you want. You can literally go and, for example, if I have right here, there are two options. Number one, I can go here and simply add one more column. I can use multiple different combination of advanced Excel formulas. I can use the date formula. I can use the month formula, the year formula, the day formula to extract the entire data, do all of that, then use a choose or a switch formula to convert that into quarters, all of this. And for that, I need to, first of all, know all these formulas, of course. Or I can take the help of Microsoft Power BI, as simple as that. Now, how does that work? The thing is, Power BI is super, super smart. All you have to do, okay, is go to order date. And do you see this drop down, guys? Whenever you have any kind of date-based data, it will automatically group your data to the way you want. For example, if you go here and simply expand upon order date, do you see date hierarchy here? It is automatically created for you. You can again go here and click on date hierarchy to expand it. And do you see this year, quarter, month, day? All of this is right here. All you have to do is use anything and everything from here. For example, if I want to go ahead and look at yearly data, I can simply get year into x-axis. And do you see this? Now I get the total orders for every single year, not date-wise, every single year for my year 2017, 18, 19, 20, all of this. If I want to further divide my data into quarter, I can get quarter below my year like this. Don't put above your year, otherwise your data will be wrong. What is quarterly year? There is nothing like quarterly year. There are years within that you have quarters, correct? So now you see this. Now I have quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four, and so on and so forth, right? So this, my friend, is how you can go ahead and get your data. Power BI is absolutely smart and very convenient for anyone who does not want to spend time doing all of this, right? So all you have to do is put a tick mark on year or drag it manually, and then put a tick mark on quarter and drag it manually, whatever you choose. And you will be having an entire line chart ready for you. So please go ahead. All you have to do is add your y-axis and your x-axis. Everything else is not required for your line chart. So all you have to focus on is your y-axis and your x-axis, nothing else. Once you are done, let me know in the Zoom chat by dropping in a done, sir, in the Zoom chat. All right, the Zoom chat is open. Let's do this. And all of this, by the way, is also covered in your notes. If you want to see what to add, please look at my screen. Okay. Done along with you. Perfect. What if I only select quarter? If you only select quarter, and let's see what happens. Guys, if you only select quarter, this is what will happen. Let me explain this to you. So all of y'all are clear with this. If you by mistake only select quarter, you will have quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, and quarter four. So what is happening here is for all the 4 years of your data, 2017, 18, 19, 20, all the first quarters are added together. So what you are seeing here is the first quarter of all the 4 years combined, which is illogical. It doesn't make any sense for you to look at something like this. Okay. So what you need to do is add your year first and then your quarter. Everyone clear? You need to add your year and then your quarter, not just your quarter. Otherwise, it makes no sense for you to look at that data. Now tell me in the Zoom chat, guys, look at this entire line chart and tell me what do you conclude? What type of business is SN Corporation into? Is it equal for all the quarters business or is it a cyclical business? Let me know in the Zoom chat. What do you think? Is it cyclical or equal for every single quarter? Cyclical? Hai ki nahi? Now, how do I conclude this is cyclical? Guys, understand this. You start from your quarter one, two, three, four. You will always notice for every year, the third and the fourth quarter are the highest. Third, fourth, highest. And the first, second are the lowest. Actually, the first quarter is the lowest, as you can see, right? My, my question to you is, guys, if you had to look at this entire data, how many of you all definitely agree you would not be able to come to the conclusion that this entire company has a cyclical business? Now, are you able to understand what is the power of a visual? There is a reason why people say a picture speaks 1,000 words, correct? This is what we are doing. We are actually converting our data into understandable visuals, which will give us more insights that no human being can comprehend by looking at a boring table like this, right? So this is what we are doing. And this is how you can go ahead and build your entire line chart. Now, before you ask me this question, sir, I am from India. I am also from India. Can we have financial quarters? Unfortunately, the thing is, every big company, every big software is made in USA, where you have the concept of calendar quarters. Quarter one is January to March. So whether you look at Power BI or Tableau or ClickSense or Amazon QuickSight or your Google Looker Studio, all the major BI tools always follow quarter one as January to March. You cannot convert it to financial quarters. Unfortunately, India is not at a stage where we have our own leading business intelligence tool. Hopefully, in the next 1 decade to come, we will be at that level as well. But for now, all you have to do is look at this data according to calendar quarters. Everyone clear with that? Can I have a quick yes? Understood, guys? It's not your financial quarters. No one except India follows April wala system. USA has January to December. Okay, perfect. So now that we have this entire line chart ready, it's time for us to go ahead and create our next visual, which is our pie chart. When it comes to our pie chart, it's actually a very interesting visual, and you are going to understand how to make it easy for yourself. And this is the kind of lingo or language that you will only find in the masterclass. Okay, so let me go ahead and help you understand how a pie chart is made. The one that we want to make looks like this. What we want to do is, we want to look at the total quantity sold for every region. So how much quantity of products, combining all the products, have we sold for every single region? Central kitna, South kitna, North kitna, right? How do we do this? First of all, we need to add our pie chart, of course. So I'm going to go ahead, click on the pie chart, add it like this, and keep it like this. There you go. All right. And I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. There you go. All right. So right here, I have my entire pie chart, as you can see. And now we are about to learn something that you will not find anywhere on planet Earth, which is a small, simple lingo that can help you understand pie chart easily. Guys, I want you to take out your mobile phones if you're on your laptop, and I want you guys to take a photo or a screenshot if you are on your mobile phone. Okay. What am I talking about? Let's understand that. Chalo, I'm going to make this smaller, zoom into my entire screen. Cool. Now, guys, there are multiple things. You have your legend, values, details, tooltips, correct? Abhi tak, we were accustomed to starting with our y and x axis. But when it comes to our pie chart, there is no y axis, there is no x axis. It's a circle. Correct or not? It's a circle. There is no horizontal vertical axis. So the natural thing is, of course, you will be confused. Now, how do I proceed with this? How do I start off my entire process, right? Understand, even though you don't have your y axis and your x axis, concept is remaining the same. The concept remains the absolute same. And this is how it works. Your values is nothing but your x axis. Your legend is nothing but your x axis. So this is your y axis, your x axis. Your details is nothing but your actual legend. All of this is only for pie chart, not for everything. This is only specific to pie chart. And your tooltip is exactly your tooltip. So there is no change here. Okay. I want you guys to take a photo of this, because once you take a photo of it and you understand what it is, pie chart will be forever simple for you. Guys, how do we start normally? We start with our y-axis, then we add our x-axis, correct? We will start the same way. When it comes to our entire pie chart, what all do we have? We have quantity, we have region. Two things. We have region, we have quantity. Now, we have always seen that the y-axis is always a numerical column. Sales, numerical column. Orders, numerical column. So can you tell me, out of these two things, quantity and region, which one is a numerical column which will become our y-axis? Let me know in the Zoom chat, guys. Is it region or quantity? Simple, quantity. Region is not a numerical column. South ko you can't add, right? South plus north. There is no mathematical calculation like that, correct? So we have quantity as our y-axis. And according to my system, again, this is not given by Microsoft Power BI. This is my system. I make it easy for my students to understand things. This is my learning system. Okay? So right here, what do you have? Y-axis is nothing but your values. So where will you put your quantity? Into values. Right here, if I go back to my pie chart, I will put my quantity, where is quantity? Right here, into values. The moment I do that, see what happens. I have a big circle made. Go back of five, I would say 5 minutes back or 10 minutes back. If you noticed, column chart, the moment you added our y-axis, you had one big column chart showing the total sales. The moment you added y-axis here, you had one line or a dot showing the total orders. The moment you added values here, you had one circle showing the total quantity of the entire company. Are you able to now understand why I call values the same as y-axis? Because it is literally doing the same freaking purpose. It's literally doing the exact same thing, isn't it? Now, not just that. Abhi to trailer hai, guys. Let me show you one more amazing thing. Now comes x-axis. What is our x-axis, guys? X-axis is actually our legend, right? So when it comes to our x-axis, what is x-axis? Region, correct? So this will be our region. So now the moment I add region into my legend, what will happen? The earlier time when we added our subcategory, one column was divided into multiple columns, one dot was divided into multiple dots, one single circle is now divided into multiple different slices. So you see this, the moment I added region, one circle was broken down into multiple different slices. Now are you able to understand why I like to call legend the x-axis? Same concept hai. Power BI for some reason is trying to be very difficult, but I will not let that be for you. Okay, it's exactly the same concept. You will not find this on Google or anywhere else. You need to note it down. So this is what you remember. Easy, guys. Has this language made it easier for you? No need to understand what is details, what ye, wo, kuch nahi. This is all you need to understand. Same concept hai. All right? Perfect. Now, legend, as I told you, is exactly the same as your details. Details are exactly the same as legend. So what did legend do? It further broke our data. Remember, legend will break our data one more time, correct or not? Same what we have to do here. So for example, I will go, for example, if I have, let's say, what do I break it by? Let's say I go with segment. If I add segment to my details, you see this? Our data is now further broken into more parts. You see this? So now are you able to understand why details is the same as legend, guys? It is further breaking your data as what? As more slices. Same logic hai, nothing else. All right? Got it, sir? Chalo, perfect. All right. Awesome. Now, again, I just wanted to show it to you. I will not keep my details. My legend is not required. So all you have to do is insert your legend, your region as your legend, and your quantity as your values in your pie chart. You can use a pie chart or a donut chart. Both of them are the same, doesn't matter. All right. Once you are done, drop in a done in the Zoom chat. Oops, 1 second. Once you are done, drop in a done in the Zoom chat. Let me just go ahead and quickly share the notes with all of you all as well. 1 second. There you go. And perfect. Yeah, cool. There you go. So guys, I've kept the notes in front of you. Please go ahead, have a look at it. This is what you need to add. Once you are done, drop in a done in the Zoom chat. This will allow you to go from this circle to this circle. And again, the notes will be given to you as a part of the entire session. Towards the end of it, please wait for it. All right. Done, sir, with you. Perfect. Awesome. Done, sir, with you. All right. Awesome. Done, sir, with you. Perfect. Done, sir. Done, sir. Great, guys. Great going. Awesome. Now, it's time for us to create something that we haven't seen anywhere else. What am I talking about? Guys, you tell me if you wanted to. Chalo, your boss is asking you, Jatan, or whatever your name is, can you show me? Can you show me what are the total sales for different countries and which country have we gotten the highest sales from? I want to see that. How will you show them? Will you do this? Will you go to your entire data, use the shortcut Alt NVT? Once you use the shortcut of Alt NVT, you will be having a pivot table created. Once you have a pivot table created, you use the pivot table field list to add your country into your rows. You have your sales into your values. You right click your data right here, sort your data large to small, do all of it, and you show your boss this table. Boss, this is my entire table. I have country-wise total sales. You think this is something which is impressive? I don't think so. Why? Because even though you have countries, you are showing it as a table. Don't you think countries should be shown as a country? Again, a picture speaks 1,000 words. You cannot show your entire data like this, especially when you are dealing with countries. Instead, what if I give you a better alternative? How about you create an entire map, just like how you have Google Maps? This is an interactive map. You can literally go and choose any city, any state, any country. And do you notice this? You have circles for different countries that you are catering to. The bigger the circle, higher the sales. So now you can visually see the top three countries that you are serving is France, UK, and Germany. You tell me, guys, which option would you prefer? Option one, option two. Let me know in the Zoom chat. Which one should I go forward with? Let's do this, guys. Can we go ahead and all learn how we can create option number two, a map chart? Yeah, perfect. So this is going to make it very easy for anyone to visually see how your entire company has performed across different countries. To make this map chart, 1 second, yeah, there you go. To make this map chart, guys, I want everyone to do this with me, not after me, with me, because this will allow you to understand if you have a map chart or not. What do I mean by that? Understand. In the visual tab, in the visual pane, you have this icon. You see this icon? It's a globe icon. You need to click on the globe icon. If you click on the globe icon, if you click on the globe icon, you will have the map chart inserted just like this. If you do not have the map chart inserted and instead this button is grayed out, or you see an error which says you cannot add it, contact your administrator, or something, it's disabled, something like that, then I'm about to show you how to enable it. I will show it to you only once. So all of y'all, I will go very slow. I want everyone to do it with me, not after me. Okay? Once you do it, it will be enabled for you. If you are on your mobile phone and you want to do it later, no worries. I will give it to you as a part of your notes, how to enable map chart. So even if you're on your mobile phone, you can enable it later in the future as well. Can I have a yes if that's clear to you? I will show the process right now. It will take 30 seconds. Do it with me. And if you cannot do it with me, no problem. I will give it to you on WhatsApp later as well. So no problem. I will give you everything for yourself. You can do it later as well. But if you want to do it with me, do it with me. I will do it once and that's it. Okay. So you will have to go to file. Where do you go? File. Once you go to file, top left corner, go to file. Then you need to go to options and settings. Towards the bottom left corner, go to options and settings. Okay, right here. Once you go to options and settings, go to options. Once you click on options and settings, options. Once you click on options, you will have the options dialog box opened up just like this, where you have to go to security. On the left-hand side, go to security and scroll down. Scroll down just like this and go to map and field map visual. So again, guys, I'm highlighting it for you so no one misses out on it. Go to security, scroll down. Okay, scroll down. And you will be having map and field map visual. You will not have this tick mark. You need to enable that. You need to put a tick mark here. Okay? So put a tick mark here. Click on OK. And once you click on OK, the map chart will be enabled for you. Once you put a tick mark here, click on OK. Now, if it is still not enabled, you might have to restart Power BI. How do you restart? Click on the close button. When you click on the close button, click on the save button. Do not click don't save, otherwise your dashboard will go away. You need to click on the save button. So X button, click on the save button and save your Power BI dashboard somewhere. For example, I will save it on my desktop and I will give it today's date, which is 13th of July. Okay, dashboard. Chalo. And I will click on save. Once I do that, my Power BI dashboard is closed. Now again, I will go to my desktop. Here I have 13th of July dashboard, as you can see. I will double click on it and I will open it up. Okay. And once I have it opened up once again, I will be having the map chart enabled. If it is still disabled, you might have to restart your entire laptop. Okay. So if that is the case, do it later. Do not restart right now. Otherwise, you'll be like, sir, explain the last 10 minutes once again. Please restart later. Don't worry. It will work for you. But all you have to do is follow the entire process. I will give it to you on WhatsApp as well later after the entire session. Everyone clear, guys? Please restart Power BI. If it is still disabled, restart your laptop later. For now, learn. Don't restart right now. Perfect. Chalo. Guys, I've shown it to you once. If you're able to follow, wonderful. If not, I will give it to you later. Let's go ahead and proceed further. Now, I will go ahead and insert my map chart just like this. Cool. Once I insert it, I will make it a little bit bigger. How about this much? Okay. And by the way, guys, how many of you all here have noticed? So far, this is the beginning of the last section. What? The last section of my entire dashboard. If you divide the entire dashboard into three parts, what we have done is we have successfully made 1/3, 2/3. 66% of our entire dashboard is done and we only have the last few visuals left. Before I actually go ahead and teach you all about the map chart, my question to all of you is, can you let me know in the Zoom chat, guys, all of y'all who found the entire dashboard building process or Power BI in general to be very difficult or complex on the outside? Have I been in the last few hours made the entire journey of Microsoft Power BI a lot more easier for you? How many of y'all at this point feel you are no longer scared of Power BI? It's actually very simple, yeah. It's not very difficult. Yeah. How many of y'all are super happy with the learnings that you have gotten so far? Yeah. And that's just 2/3. That is 2 hours of the entire workshop. 1/3 of the entire workshop. It's a 6-hour workshop. 3 hours today, 3 hours tomorrow. 2 hours are done. That's it. We have total of 4 more hours left. How about that? I'm super happy, all because of your teaching. So I appreciate that. All of you all, by the way, complimenting the teaching style. I truly appreciate that. Thank you so much. Very interesting, sir. Super happy. Wonderful. You made it easy. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Great learning experience. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Great learning. Appreciate that. Thank you. Very interesting. Appreciate the teaching. Wonderful. Chalo. Awesome. All right. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I just wanted to take a very quick check of all of you guys wanting to, wanting to learn Power BI. I'm glad you guys are here and learning it with me as well. Chalo. Awesome. Now let's go ahead and complete our map chart. To do so, you are going to go ahead and only add two things, not more than that. Only two things are required. The first one is location. When it comes to location, all you have to add is what you want to visualize in your data. Which country? Now you can have the map of India also, different state. You can have the map of a particular state, different cities. You can do all of that. But because we have European data right now, I'm going to go ahead and get country into my location. The moment you add country into your location, see what happens. You will be having every single country that you are catering to a circle. You see this? You have all of these circles for every single country that you are catering to. Now, the thing is, every circle is of the same size. You know why? Because we haven't told Power BI what will determine the size of the circle. Correct or not? So, how do we determine the size of the circle? All you have to do is scroll down. You will have something called as bubble size. The size of the circle will be determined by the total sales in every country. So get your sales into bubble size. That's it. Sales, bubble size. That's it. As you can see, now you have different size of circles for every single country, and you can easily understand where you are doing higher sales, lesser sales, all of that. Go ahead, simply add your bubble size and your location. Once you are done, drop in a done sir in the Zoom chat. And by the way, guys, I see so many of you all diligently working on Microsoft Power BI. I want to give you all a bonus as well. Not even tomorrow. I want to give you all one of the bonuses today itself. How many of you all here would like to have one bonus out of all the bonuses only for today? I will not be even giving it to other people tomorrow. So all of you all who are on this call, only you guys get to have that bonus. I'm going to go ahead and make it a little bit special for you guys. Let's do this. Chalo. Wait for a few minutes. Once we are done with the entire dashboard, I will give you another bonus which will help you a lot in Microsoft. Do you add a title to your entire dashboard? This is how. You can go to insert, and within insert, this is not a visual, so it will not be in the visual pane. It is in the home tab. Home tab, as you can see, text box. Click on the text box here. Okay. Once you click on the text box, you will be having a new text box inserted. Okay. Also, by the way, I just forgot to mention, but I think I'm repeating myself, but I'm just telling it to you guys. Tomorrow's link is different. It's not the same link as today. Okay. You will get tomorrow's link in today's session towards the end of it for you to attend tomorrow's session. So please wait for that. Okay. Now, coming back to this, guys, right here you have the text box. Okay. Now, once I insert the text box, again, I can make it smaller. So let's say I make it a little bit smaller, just like this. I can go and add whatever I want. For example, because we are working with a company called SN Corporation, I hope you remember that SN Corporation dashboard is what I will be mentioning here. Okay. So let's go ahead and all of us write SN Corp dashboard. Once we are done, we can select the entire data and make it bigger. Let's say something like this. We can make it center aligned also. All of this, you can do it. Very simple. And that's how you have your entire title. Now, how do you change the background color? Ye wo, all of that we'll have a look at it later as well. For now, all you have to do is insert your title just like this. Go to Home tab, text box, insert the title. That's it. And now we have our last two, final two visuals remaining, and that's about it. The last two visuals, you guys tell me if this would be super important. If you have a notification given to you, the communication has been done that Jatan, tomorrow's meeting or Monday's meeting is going to be attended by the supply chain heads of every different shipping mode. You need to present the performance of the entire company only for the shipping mode that they are handling. How do you do that? Here's the thing. Let me know in the Zoom chat if you think this would be absolutely useful. You can create a filter like element here where you have all the shipping modes listed. And the moment you select a shipping mode, your entire data is filtered according to this shipping mode. The moment you click on economy plus, your entire data is filtered according to that particular shipping mode. And that's what the case is for every shipping mode as well. Let me know in the Zoom chat if this would be very easy and helpful when it comes to presenting the performance of your company to different stakeholders. Make sense? Perfect. So let's go ahead and do this. Okay. How do we do this? Let's go ahead and build this as well. Guys, you can do this with me as well. Okay. I will go back to my entire dashboard. And now I just have to go ahead and insert a slicer. What is the name of it? It's called a slicer. Now, what is slicer, guys? Slicer is basically Microsoft Power BI trying to be Shashi Tharoor. It's not like a very fancy thing. It's a very simple thing. It's just having a fancy name to it. Slicer is nothing but a filter. That's it. That's what a slicer means. So I'm going to write it down in the Zoom chat as well. Slicer is equal to filter. Same hai, nothing new. How do you insert a slicer? Very simple. All you have to do is to go to visualization pane and right here, you have your slicer. Do you see this? Before table, you have a slicer. Click on it. And when you click on it, you have your slicer inserted just like this. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. How about this much? Okay. And this is how you create your first slicer. Insert a slicer at the end of the day, because a slicer is nothing but a visual. It will also be in the visual pane. So you go here, click on slicer. And once you are done, you can simply tell what you want to filter your data by. So if I want to filter my data according to segment, I can add segment. And you see this? I have all my segment. If I want to filter my entire data according to, let's say, shipping mode, I can add shipping mode into my field box, or I can directly drop it here. I can drag it, drop it here. And when I do that, you see this? Now I have all my shipping modes. The moment I click on economy, my entire data is filtered according to economy. The moment I click on immediate, my entire data is filtered according to immediate. And if I want to go back to my entire data, which is all my data, then I have the eraser button here towards the top right corner. If you click on it, you will be able to clear your selection as well. So if I click on this, I clear my selection just like this. A lot of people will have this question, so I thought of clarifying it beforehand. Guys, if you have this question, but sir, I don't have eraser. The thing is, if you are outside your slicer, the eraser button will disappear. Only when you hover inside your entire slicer, it will come back. So don't worry. All you have to do is click on the eraser button after coming inside your entire slicer. So this is how you can create your entire slicer. Please go ahead, create the text box and your first slicer and drop in a done once you are done creating your text box, that is your title and your entire shipping mode slicer. Done, sir. Chalo. Rakesh, Chitra, Kinkani, I can see Saima, Poonam, Dipti. I can see Sandhya dropping in a dancer. Wonderful. Shekhar, Naveen, Kishore, Praneet, Soham. Wonderful, guys. Chalo. Perfect. All right. Dancer. Okay, awesome. Done, done, done. Okay, awesome. Chalo. Now, guys, we have created our first slicer. We have created our text box also. The last element that we have is our Another slicer. What is this slicer all about? And you guys tell me if you think that is absolutely important to have or not. Guys, in this slicer, we are able to filter our entire dashboard according to a specific date range. Let's say, how many of you all here have come across a situation where you have your boss asking you, tell me what is the total profit that we have made in the last 28 days? Can you tell me what is the total sales that we have made in the last 2 quarters? Can you tell me how much quantity have we sold in the last 1 month? Can I have a yes if that's the kind of questions that you also have come across in your work, in your job? The metrics might be different. For you, it might not be sales. It might be recruitments, employee hiring. It could be anything. But have you come across date-based questions and challenges for yourself? That's the question. So now, if that is the case, if I give you a solution in the form of a wonderful slicer like this, where all you have to enter is your starting date and all you have to enter is your ending date, and you will have your entire data filtered according to that starting and that ending date. How many of you all feel that would solve this problem? It would make all these calculations extremely easy. Drop in a yes if you agree with that. Let's do this. Yeah. Chalo. Perfect. Let's do this. All right, awesome. Now, guys, I'm going to go ahead and create a slicer myself. How do I do it? It's very simple. Simply go and insert one more slicer. That's it. Once I insert one more slicer, I will place it between my first slicer and my second slicer, something like this. How about that? Okay, I'll make this a little smaller, something like this. Okay, make this little bigger. There you go. Okay. Now, what do we want here? We want to filter our data according to what? Order date. So what will we put here? Order date, of course. I'm going to go ahead and put order date in my field box. And the moment I do that, you see this? I can now go and filter my entire data. If I say, for example, let me just clear the selection. If I go here and I say 0101, 2018, all the way till 31st of December 2019, I get the answer. You see this? How it is filtering my entire data so easily? Well, this is how you can use the power of slicers to get the answer to a specific date range very easily. And once you are done, again, you can click on the eraser button and let it go. That's it. And your work is done. How simple is this? And with that being said, guys, first of all, congratulations. I don't want you all to this time tell me a done sir in the Zoom chat. The first thing that you are going to do once you are done with this entire visual is pat yourself on the back because you truly deserve it. You have literally gone from not knowing how to use Power BI to right now it is 9:13. How many of you all noted down the time when we started? Let me know in the Zoom chat if you noted down the time. 7:14 p.m. is when we started building our entire dashboard. Okay? The time right now is 9:13. Exactly 1 hour and 59 minutes. You have gone from not knowing how to use Power BI to understanding how to load your data, make visuals, and build an entire dashboard in Power BI in less than 2 hours. Let me know in the Zoom chat, guys, how are you feeling right now? Are you feeling confident, happy, amazed, thrilled? What's the case? मजा आ रहा है guys. Yeah, 100% value for money. Yeah, it's not even like it's hardly 2 hours that we have spent together. We have 4 more hours to go. अभी तक मजा आ रहा है. Yeah, absolutely, sir. Confident, wonderful. Value for money. Chala, lovely. Best learning, 100% value for money. You're amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Lovely. Thank you so much. You guys are super. You guys are super sweet. Yeah. Thank you so much. Excellent, sir. Too good. Okay. All right. 100% value. Okay. Love you, sir. Thank you. Same here. Thank you so much. All right. Very happy. Chalo. Wonderful, guys. Go ahead. Complete it. Once you are done, drop in a done now. Chalo. Let me know in the Zoom chat. Once you are done, drop in a done. And I'm going to go ahead and give you all one more bonus before we move on to our next section. Okay. Done. Perfect. Done, sir. Done, done, done. Okay. Awesome. All right. Wonderful, guys. With that being said, now let's go ahead and once we are done with this entire dashboard, I'm about to also give you all tomorrow's special link, which is going to allow you to attend tomorrow's session as well. Remember, it's a two-part series. If you do not attend tomorrow, you will not be able to implement everything in a proper manner as to what you have learned today also, plus a lot more. But before I move on to what is happening tomorrow, the link of tomorrow's session, all of this, I want to go ahead and give you all a very, very important bonus. A quick question to all of y'all. My question to each and every person right now on this session is, can you tell me how much is 20 days of your life worth to you? If you have to put an amount on 20 days of your life, not your job, of your life. Don't tell me, sir, in 20 days I make this much amount of salary. Value of your life and your salary, both of them are very different. Can you tell me how much is 20 days of your life worth to you in money terms? What do you think? Priceless, infinity, 1 crore, priceless, 1 CR, unimaginable, 1 lakh. Okay, priceless, infinity, sure. Guys, would you like to get 20 days of your life away from your work, away from your job in your entire life? If I somehow give you 20 holidays, would that be awesome? Yeah, if I saved you 20 days of your life, yeah? I'm about to do something like that. Let's go ahead, do it. Yeah. So I'm about to go ahead and explain the problem to you first. Without understanding the problem, you will not understand the solution also. So it's important for you to understand the problem. How many of y'all here work with Microsoft Excel? Can I have a yes in the Zoom chat? How many of y'all here work with Microsoft Excel? Pretty much everyone? Okay. No matter what your frequency is, I'll give you an example. Okay. Here's the thing. When it comes to Microsoft Excel, a lot of us here work with multiple different Excel files, which have multiple different Excel worksheets, which have a lot of different kinds of data. Now, here I have one more such worksheet. Now, this is not the bonus, guys. This worksheet is not the bonus. Okay. This is just a workbook that I use for one of my advanced Microsoft Excel programs. Okay. Now, I'm using it as an example to help you understand the problem. Imagine that you are working with this kind of data or this kind of Excel file where you have multiple different worksheets having multiple different kinds of data, as you can see, right? Now, let's say this is the file that you are having and you have to send it to your client or your boss. How will you send it? Now you might wonder, sir, that's a very simple thing. I can go to my email, I open up my Gmail or my Outlook, attach this file, send it on email. What's the big deal about this? The big deal comes from the other side. Think about this. The moment your client will open up this file, okay, your clients or your bosses or your managers, someone who is extremely busy in their life, someone who is an HNI, a high net worth individual, anyone for whom time and effort is equal to money. The moment they will open up this entire Excel file having 10, 15 worksheets, they will be pissed off at you. They will be irritated by you. They will be angry at you. They would be upset by you. And I'll tell you why. Because if I had to open this entire Excel file, I would have to manually sit and scroll through every single worksheet that I have to understand what is there on what particular worksheet. Why? Because there is lack of summary. There is lack of indexation. And that's why I would have to spend my precious time, my precious effort to do something which is, frankly speaking, below the kind of work that I want to do in my life. And that's why I would be angry at you. So what is the solution to this? I'm sure all of us here work with bosses who are extremely busy or clients who are extremely wealthy and busy as well at the same time. So how do I go ahead and solve this problem? Guys, to solve this problem, there are two ways, and this will help you understand the difference between someone who is, I would say, a basic Excel user. There are two kinds of users, guys. There are two kinds of users. One is basic Excel users. One of them will come under advanced category. And this is what I like to call the top 0.1%, not even 1%, top 0.1% of Excel users. What will basic Excel users do? The following. They will try to click on the plus button. My job as someone who is an Excel expert, my job is to create toolkits for my clients also to make their life easy. I have created several toolkits. A particular toolkit and a particular function of that toolkit is what I'm about to give you all as a part of today's session. Okay. Only for you guys not going outside this call at all. Okay. So what am I talking about? I have created a toolkit that you can very easily, it's a macro, it's basically an automation. You can very easily insert in any Excel version, Excel 2003, 7, 13, 16, 19, doesn't matter. And you will be having this button called as create index. The moment you insert that toolkit, Now, how do you insert the toolkit? How do you download the toolkit? I will come to that also. Ruk jao. Right here, once you insert the toolkit, you will be having a button called as create index. Okay. All you have to do going forward, if you want to make an index for any worksheet, any Excel file, is click on that button. Ready? Let me delete this entire file. Chalo, I'm deleting this Excel worksheet so we can start from scratch. On the count of 3 to 1, all you have to do is click on this button. All right. I want you guys to count with me from 3 to 1. And if you are mind blown by how fast this was, drop in MB in the Zoom chat. On the count of 3 to 1. Ready? 3, 2, 1, click. And that's it. It took me 1 second to create an entire index, having all my SR numbers in place, 1 to 13, all my worksheet names in place, the description which is coming from the first cell of every single worksheet. I have the description coming from the A1 cell of every single worksheet. And the best part is I also have a hyperlink. So anyone can click on any of the Excel worksheets and they can go to that particular worksheet as well. Along with that, I have a proper gray header. I have a proper light gray formatting. Everything is done, my friend. How about that? Drop in a MB in the Zoom chat if you have found this to be super, super helpful. You can do this for any single Excel file that you are having. The description of the entire worksheet is coming from the first cell. Whatever you have in the first cell of the worksheet becomes your description. So I have simple chart here. This becomes simple chart. As simple as that. Okay. So how do you get it? Quite simple. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and give this to you for absolutely free, but I want you all to understand this. I am giving it to you for free. It is not a free tool. I am just giving it to you for free. I have so many people who have paid for it. I have so many of my toolkits which total generate me a profit of more than 27 lakh rupees per annum just from my toolkits which I've already made. I just have to maintain them. That is the power of toolkits. I'm giving this to you for free. It is not free. I'm just giving it to you for free. So when you use the toolkit, my humble request to you is just realize the opportunity cost of it. I am giving it to you for free, but if you hadn't attended the entire workshop, you would have to pay for it. So whenever you use it, a lot of people have this notion that free ka hoga to faltu hoga, right? If something is free, it answer that question on my screen. Guys, right now, notice how much of total sales do we have? What is my total sales? 1.3 million. What is 1 million? 1 million is nothing but 10 lakh. In Indian units, it is 10 lakh. So 10 lakh is equal to 1 million. So what is 1.3 million? Roughly around 13 lakhs, right? Now, let's say I go back to Microsoft Excel. Now, it's not like my company is going to shut down tomorrow, right? I am obviously going to receive a new order going forward. So what happens in that case? How do I update my dashboard? Let's understand that. I will go here and let's say add one more order. Let's say order number 4116. Okay. And this order is also placed on the same date as the last order. For example, who is placing this orders? Let's say Jatan Shah. Jatan Shah is placing this order. Okay. And how big is this order? Let's go ahead and enter our sales amount. So here we will enter a very big value, something like, let's say 5 lakh. What is 5 lakh? 0.5 million. 1 million is 10 lakh. What is 5 lakh? 0.5 million. So the moment I enter 5 lakh here, I want 1.3 million to become 1.8 million. 0.5 increase. All right. So I will go here and add 500,000. 500,000. There you go. Now, what will happen to Power BI? Will it automatically update? The answer is no. It will not automatically update. What you need to do is follow a very simple two-step process. And both the steps are very simple. If you want to update your dashboard after you have some modification done in your data, this is what you need to do. No matter what your data source is. It can be a SQL server, it can be Google Sheet, it could be your Excel file, doesn't matter. The first step is to save that file. So I will click on the save button. Everyone knows if you have used Excel, there is a save button, correct? Of course. So you can click on the save button or you can click on control, use the shortcut Control S. Okay. You need to save your Excel file so Power BI understands about this data. Because without saving your file, this data is not permanently captured. It is a temporary capture. You need to permanently tell Power BI that this data is going to be there in my entire Excel file. How do you say that? by saving your file with that data. Okay. So step number one, save your entire data source. Step number two, and it is even easier than step number one, go to Power BI and within the home tab, where do you go? In the home tab, you have a button called refresh. You see this refresh button? All you have to do is click on the refresh button. That's it. The moment you click on the refresh button, you will be having Power BI check your entire data source. If there is more data, remember the example that I gave you yesterday of electricity wire. So if more electricity is generated, it can travel through the wire. Same logic. So now if I click on the refresh button, if there is more data, it will travel through the wire. Have a look at this. The moment I click on refresh, within a few seconds, 1.3 million has become 1.8 million. Easy. And if you notice, I also have a new subcategory called blank, which is 500,000. Exactly what we entered, right? Why is it called blank? Because we did not enter any subcategory here for our entire transaction. So it is basically a blank subcategory. What if I enter something here? What if it is, let's say, Jatan? Just to give you an example. Again, what do I have to do? Click on the save button, go here and click on the refresh button. When I do that, you see this? Now you have Jatan subcategory, 5 lakh. What if you want to delete something? Let's say I want to delete this item. I will select it, delete. That's it. Select and delete. If I delete something and I want to update my dashboard based on that deletion, again I can click on the save button. Again I can go and click on the refresh button. That's it. And again I will go back to 1.3 million. And that Jatan subcategory is no longer there. So whether you want to add data, modify data, or remove data, all you have to do is just click on the save button in Microsoft Excel or whatever your data source is. Come back to Power BI and click on the refresh button. That's it. It's a manual process. You can automate this with the help of Power BI service that we are going to have a look at in the next few minutes. But before we move on to all of that, guys, can you tell me in the Zoom chat, everyone clear with the two-step simple process? Save your Excel file, click on the refresh button. Save your Excel file, click on the refresh button. That's literally about it. All you require is 2 button clicks. That's it. All right. Chalo. So with that being said, guys, now that we have gone ahead and understood how to refresh our entire dashboard, it's time for us to go ahead and understand how we can make our entire dashboard completely interactive. Because everything that we have done yesterday was just make a bunch of visuals. We haven't really made an interactive dashboard, right? All we have done is just built different kinds of visuals. But the beauty about Power BI, which separates it from the rest of the softwares, which will make it a standout software, which has literally made it the #1 business intelligence tool in the entire world, is its ability to have interactivity in its elements. What do I mean by that? Let's understand that first. Okay. See, here's the thing. Every single visual that you see in this dashboard, it is made up of multiple elements. What is it made of? It is made of multiple elements. For example, this entire column chart here is made up of multiple elements of bookcases. One element is chair, one element is appliance, one element is copiers, and so on. This pie chart is made up of 3 elements, central, south, and north. This table is made up of multiple elements. Customer name of Aaron, customer name of another Aaron, and so on, right? So everything that you see is made up of multiple different elements. All these elements put together make up the entire visual. Now, the good news is you can literally use any of these elements and filter your entire dashboard. For example, if I click on bookcases, for example, if I just click on bookcases, do you see what happens to my entire dashboard? My entire dashboard gets updated automatically. You see this? It is filtered automatically. And this process of filtering your entire dashboard, it's called interactivity. All right. So if you click on something, if you have clicked on something by mistake yesterday, and if you are wondering, Arey sir, everything changed, something happened to my dashboard, don't worry. It is nothing but the concept of interactivity. If you want to deselect your selection, you can click on the entire selection once again and you will deselect it, which means you can click on anything and filter the rest of the dashboard. So if I click on bookcases, I can filter the entire dashboard the way I want as well. This is the meaning of interactivity. You have one visual interact with the rest of the visuals. And the best part is Power BI allows you to have one visual's interactivity with every other visual individually. So, if I give you an example, let's say I have this pie chart. Power BI gives me the ability to decide that if I click on central region, for example, if I click on central region, how will my column chart react to it? How will my line chart react to it? How will my map chart and my table react to it? Individually. I can choose how everything will react individually. Think of it like I'm doing something, there are five people in front of me. I can decide if one person will be happy, one person will be angry, one person will be sad. I can choose their expressions. I can choose their emotions according to my wish. That is the power that Power BI offers. And we are about to explore that as well. So, guys, let's go ahead and do this. Okay. The first thing that I am going to do to help you understand how interactivity works and how you can set your interactivity. You can choose how you want one visual to talk to another visual. You have the power. How do you decide that? Let's understand that. First of all, I will reduce the height of all my visuals. And no, don't worry, I haven't gone crazy in the morning. I'm just doing it for a reason. Okay, I will tell you that reason in a minute. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and reduce the height of all my important visuals. There are five main important visuals: the table, the column chart, the line chart, the pie chart, and the map chart. So for all five of them, I will reduce their height. Okay. Now, let's say I have nothing on my dashboard except two visuals. I have the pie chart and I have this column chart. That's what I have. I have this pie chart and I have this column chart. Forget everything else. Let's say everything else does not exist at all. How about that? Okay. So in that case, all right, in that case, how do I set my interactivity? Let's say I am looking at this entire pie chart and I want to decide how this column chart will react. I want to decide how this column chart will react if I make a selection in my pie chart. So what do I have to do? I will first of all select my pie chart. Then I will go to the Format tab. Guys, once you select a visual, you have two more additional tabs, the Format tab and the Data tab. Without having anything selected, you will not have the Format and the Data tab. As you can see, it's not there. So what you need to do is select a visual, click on this entire pie chart, only then will you have these two tabs. If you don't see it, if you're doing it right now, and if you're not able to see it, it's because you don't have it selected. Have it selected. Then go to the Format tab. And once you go to this Format tab, you will see the first button called Edit Interaction. What you need to do is click on this button called as Edit Interaction. So Format, Edit Interaction. And when you click on this button called as Edit Interaction, you will see that you have a lot of buttons, except the pie chart. Every other visual will have all these buttons, and they will be there towards the top right corner or the bottom right corner of your visual. So you see this? The reason why I decreased the height of all my visuals was to see all these buttons properly. Otherwise, what happens is now, if two visuals are very close to each other, then all these buttons get hidden. They go behind each and every other visual. So to avoid that from happening, I have decreased the height so I can see all these buttons properly. Otherwise, if both of them were very close to each other, all these buttons would have gone behind my card visual and I would not be able to see it properly. To avoid that from happening, always decrease your height first. Okay. So now, guys, you see this, all of these buttons. Here's the thing. Power BI allows you to set the interactivity between this pie chart. In our example, this pie chart with the rest of the visuals individually. That is why you have all these buttons separately for all the visuals. So you see this separately, you have all these buttons for all the visuals. So you can choose how the interactivity can be when it comes to this pie chart reacting with the rest of the visuals. Okay. So here's the thing, guys, I will select this pie chart and let's say I want to decide how this column chart will react. There are three ways in which it can react. You see this? There are three buttons for my column chart, and we will explore all of them one by one. The first option is called none. The first option is called none, the second option is called highlight, and the third option is called filter. So you have none, you have filter, a highlight, and you have filter. Now, let's take the easiest one. Let's first understand the easiest one, which is none. What does none mean? If you select the interactivity of none, you are basically telling the other person, whatever Jatan Shah does, you will not react at all. Imagine there is a person and you have told them, whatever I do not react at all. That's what none is. Which means now if I have this none activated and if I click on, let's say, the central region, do you see my entire dashboard will change, but my entire column chart will not get affected at all. The moment I click on south, nothing happens here. The moment I click on north, nothing happens here. You see this? It means whatever happens in my entire pie chart, this column chart is oblivious to it. It will not look at it. Both of them are like strangers. If a stranger does something in their life, would you get affected? The answer is no, correct? So what you need to do is use the none option if you don't want any interactivity. But based on my experience of building hundreds of dashboards, I have personally never used the none option because the whole point of Power BI is interactivity. If you only wanted like individual charts, you can have it in Microsoft Excel also, correct? So it is there, but it is not the most useful function. All right. It is there. It is my duty to explain it to you, but this is something that we are not going to use. What is more important is the second and the third option. The second option is called highlight. Let's understand highlight. Guys, when it comes to highlight, understand this. If I make a selection in my pie chart, for example, central, whatever part of my column chart is coming from central will be highlighted. For example, here I have bookcases. Guys, what is the total sales of bookcases? 2,73,000, as you can see, correct? Roughly 2,73,000. Now, if I want to highlight, let's say, how much out of this 2,73,000 is coming from the central region, then I can choose the option of highlight. And now if I click on central, see what happens. The moment I click on central, I will have whatever sales coming from central highlighted and the remaining part will be faded. Even if you hover over this entire column, now you will see two things. Sales 2,73,000 and highlighted 1,33,000. So this tells you that out of 2,73,000, 1,33,000 is coming from the central region. If I click on south, do you see this? Now I have this much part highlighted. So out of the total sales, 74,000 is coming from south region for bookcases. So basically, whatever you select in your pie chart, if you have highlight here, it will basically highlight whatever sales, or in this case, it is sales or whatever metric is coming from your highlighted selection. That's what highlight does. Everyone clear with the concept of highlight? Can I just have a very quick yes, guys? If you have 100 and if 30 is coming from central, it will highlight 30. It will show the rest of the part as a faded region. Simple as that. All right. Now, guys, if I deselect it, now let's look at the third one. The third one is called filter. And when it comes to filter, guys, it works a bit differently as compared to highlight, but it is very similar to it. What is the meaning of filter? Understand. Guys, I will help you understand this with the help of an example. Okay. So let's go ahead and take an easy example. You will need to understand the difference between highlight and filter very clearly. And here is an example to help you understand that. So guys, let's say you have a column chart having three products, product A, product B, and product C. And product A has a total sales of 100. Product B has a total sales of 50. And product C has a total sales of 20. Now, let's say you have a pie chart. And in this pie chart, you have made a selection of central. Okay. You have selected the central region. And out of the 100 sales of product A, 70 out of it is coming from central region. 30 out of the 50 for product B is coming from central region, and 10 out of the product C of 20 is coming from the central region. Now, if you had selected the option of highlight, then you would be able to see the entire 100 where 70 would be highlighted, as we have just seen. Out of 50, 30 would be highlighted and 20 will not be highlighted. That will be faded, but you will still be able to see it. And here you have 10 out of the 20 highlighted. That's what highlight does. Filter is very similar. The only difference is when it comes to filter interactivity will not even show you the faded part. It will only show you the part which is coming from your selection, which is only 70, only 30, and only 10. Basically, it will not show you this entire faded part. So all of this is not going to be visible to you. That is the only difference. So guys, if you remember, if I click on highlight once again, and if I click on, let's say, central, how much was the total central sales? 1,33,000 out of 2,73,000, correct? Now, if I go ahead and choose the option of filter, and now if I click on central, see what happens. Now I will see, if I hover over bookcases, the total sales as 1,33,000. I will not even see 2,73,000 anywhere. So it will basically filter out the data which is not coming from my selection. South and north will be removed. Only central will be shown to me. So basically, it will not show you the faded part. It will only show you the part which is coming from your selection, which is 70, 30, and 10. That is the only difference. The faded part will not be visible to you in the filter interactivity. Guys, has this example made it very simple for you to understand the difference between highlight and filter? Remember, one will show you faded, one will not show you faded. That's the only difference. Can I have a yes if this example has made it very simple and easy for you to understand it? Make sense? That is the only difference, guys. Again, highlight and filter. The only difference is highlight will show you the entire data where the rest of the part will be faded. And here we will be having that part not given to us. That's the only difference. Okay. So guys, now the question is, sir, which interactivity do we use? Do we use none or highlight or filter? See, none to we have told not to use at all. So now highlight or filter, what to use? Based on my experience of building multiple dashboards, I have always received more insights and business decisions out of my data by using the filter option, the filter interactivity. So as a part of the entire workshop, guys, we will be using the filter interactivity. You can try highlight later after the workshop as a practice. That's okay. But to get more insights out of our entire data, we will be using the option of filter for every single visual that we are having. So because we have 5 main visuals, table, column chart, line chart, map, our pie chart, and our map chart, these 5 visuals, what we are going to do is we are going to set the interactivity of every single visual with the rest of the dashboard as filter. So how do we do that? We will click on table. We will click on table and make sure everything else is set to filter. So whenever I make a selection in my table, the rest of my visuals get filtered according to it. Then I will go to my column chart and make sure everything is set to filter, 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 and filter. Okay. Then go to my line chart. Again, make sure every other charts icon is set to filter. So if I click on any of the quarters in my entire line, the entire dashboard gets filtered according to that quarter. Then I can go to my pie chart. Make sure everything else is set to filter, filter, and filter. And finally go to my map chart and make sure everything else is set to filter. And that's it. Once I'm done setting the interactivity of all my visuals to filter, I can go ahead and disable my interactivity buttons. The moment I click on edit interaction once again, all my buttons will be invisible. Understand, guys, you are not removing interactivity. What you are doing is disabling the button. So in the future, by mistake, you do not click on a button and change the interactivity. To avoid that mistake, you are disabling the buttons once your work is done. The interactivity will still be there. Okay. So you can go to format, again click on the same button from where you got the buttons, and that's it. Once you are done, you can scale back all the visuals as well. Now, the beauty about this is, and I want you all to understand this because this is going to change the way you think about data analysis. Trust me when I say this. Earlier, we only had a bunch of visuals, 5, 6, 7, 8 visuals. But the moment you add interactivity, now technically, you, my friend, have more than 1,000 visuals in front of you. How is that happening? Because now we have the ability to combine one visual with as many visuals as we want. For example, if I'm in a meeting and my boss will ask me, Jatan, can you tell me the total cost that we have incurred in the South region? All I have to do is click on the South button, and you see this, my total cost is now shown to me. Now, if my boss wants to find out, chalo, instead of this, can you tell me everything about Aaron Bootman? All I have to do is click on Aaron Bootman, and my entire dashboard will be filtered according to Aaron Bootman. I can say Aaron Bootman has purchased the following subcategories. How much is the total sales for every subcategory for Aaron Bootman? When has he purchased? Which quarter? All of this is what has been shown to you. From which different regions has the quantity been purchased? Which countries has he placed the order from? And which all different shipping modes has he used? All of this is what I can see on the click of a button. I can go and click on bookcases. And the moment I click on bookcases, I can see the entire quantity ordered or the orders ordered for every single quarter only for bookcases. Where all are we selling bookcases the most? What is the total sales cost and profit? Which customer has purchased bookcases the most? All of this is what I can get on the click of a button. So now we can combine a column chart with a table, a column chart with a pie chart with a card visual. Guys need to build for yourselves, isn't it? So, guys, thank you so much for dropping in a super useful, wonderful, guys. I'm so glad everyone here has found this to be super useful. It is a lifesaver and a game changer when it comes to analyzing your data. I want you guys to go ahead and step number one, reduce the height of all your main visuals, just like this. Once you do that, click on the table, go to format and click on edit interaction. And once you do that, you will be having all these buttons. Click on these buttons. So go here and click on filter, filter, and filter. Then go to the column chart. Again, filter, 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 filter. Line chart, same thing. Pie chart, same thing. And then the map chart, same thing. Once you are done, click on edit interaction once again to disable the button. And once you are done with that, increase the height. Now that your work is done, you can increase the height safely. Okay, so now I can go here, increase the height just like this. There you go. Increase the height just like this, and so on and so forth. All right. So please go ahead, complete the entire process. And once you are done, drop in a done in the Zoom chat, guys. The Zoom chat is open. Please go ahead and drop in a done. Once you are done, there you go. Done, sir. Shabash. Perfect. Done. All right. Perfect. Done with you. Are wonderful. I see so many of y'all doing it with me. Great. Perfect. How do I deselect something? Again, if you click on something and if you want to deselect it, again click on it. That's it. It's like a on-off button. On, again click on that button, off. Okay, same thing. Everyone clear with that, guys? How do you deselect a particular selection? Click on it once again, nothing else. Okay, perfect. All right. And if you want to, if you have this question, sir, what is by default the interactivity? Let me first answer a couple of questions. Sir, by default, which interactivity does Power BI have? The answer is you cannot say, because every visual has a different interactivity. A column chart by default has filter. A particular pie chart has by default highlight. So every visual has a default interactivity separate. You need to manually make sure everything is proper. All right. And second, if you have this question, can we do everything together? Can we make the entire dashboard's interactivity the same on the click of one button? The answer is no. You have to do it manually, individually for everything. All right. So please go ahead, complete it. I'm giving you a few more seconds. Once you are done, please go ahead and drop in a done in the Zoom chat. All right. Chalo. Done, sir. Perfect. Done. Okay. Where is the option? Guys, I have repeatedly told you format tab. If you don't have the format tab, it is because you are not having a visual selected. Click on a visual, then you will see format tab. Without that, you will not see. So once you have a visual selected, go to format, go to edit interactions, and your work is done. Okay? Chalo, perfect. All right. Awesome, guys. So now I'm going to go ahead and scale back all my visuals. And by the way, guys, if you are on your mobile phone, nothing to worry about. I will be giving you my own dashboard. The one that you see right here, I will be giving you my own dashboard in today's workshop itself. So when we go to solving our questions, you do not have to sit idle. You will also be able to practice with me. All the people joining in from mobile phone, is that a wonderful idea? I will give you my own dashboard that you can open up even on a mobile phone. Happy? Perfect. All right. So कुछ कोई चिंता की बात नहीं है. I'm here for you guys. All right. चलो. Wonderful. All right. Now let's go ahead and first of all, guys, we have built our entire Power BI dashboard. We have truly now made an interactive dashboard. Yesterday, all we have done is made the skeleton of it, right? Now we have gone ahead and built a truly interactive dashboard, and I've shown you the power of an interactive dashboard. By clicking on a few buttons, you can literally analyze your data like never before. Before we proceed further, guys, my simple question to you is, we have spent the last 3 hours yesterday. Today, we have spent the first half an hour. My question to you is very simple. Now that you have this entire dashboard built in front of you, how many of you all here who thought Power BI was difficult, Power BI was complex, now feel Power BI is going to be your cup of tea as well? Let me know in the Zoom chat. How many of you all here are starting to feel more confident as a part of the entire workshop, liking the way you are learning? Maza aa raha hai, able to understand Power BI, how simple it is. It is made for anyone and everyone, whether you work in IT, AI, data, management, operations, sales, finance, accounting, recruitment, doesn't matter. Power BI is literally made for anyone and everyone. And if complexity was stopping you from learning Power BI, I hope I have made it simple for you so far. All right. So thank you so much. Now let's go ahead and learn something which is extremely important. How many of you all here want to learn and understand the importance of how to share your entire dashboard? How many of you all agree, if you don't know how to share your entire dashboard, everything that you have done so far is useless? Absolutely. Yeah. So let's go ahead and understand the concept of how we can share our entire dashboard. And there are multiple ways in which you can share your entire dashboard, guys. It's not just one method. There are multiple ways in which you can share your dashboard. All right. We will be having a look at all of them step by step, one by one. Okay. The first one, let's go ahead and understand how to share our entire dashboard completely offline. Now, when it comes to offline, you don't require any kind of internet connection. You see this wonderful icon? It means no internet. All right. So if you want to share a dashboard offline without internet, how do you do that? Understand this. Okay. First of all, you will have to save your Power BI file. Okay. So if you are already having it saved, you can click on the save button to overwrite your file. Okay. If you are saving it for the first time, all you have to do is go to the file button and go to save as. Just like how you save any other Microsoft Office file, Excel, PowerPoint, same way. File, save as, and save it as whatever name you want to give, wherever you want to give. Okay, so if you want to save it on your desktop, save it on your desktop, download folder, wherever you want. Okay. For now, I will save it on my desktop. So as you can see, guys, if I just open up my desktop, here I have Power BI dashboard saved right now. You see this 11:35 is the timing, 14th of July, correct or not? Right? So I have saved my entire Power BI file. Now all I have to do is this Power BI file which I have saved, I just have to go ahead and send this Power BI file to my bosses, my client, my managers, whoever I want to send it to. It doesn't matter whom you are wanting to send it to. You can send it on email, on Google Drive, on WeTransfer, on SharePoint, on WhatsApp, anywhere. And the moment they download this Power BI file, they will be able to open it in their own laptop slash PC, having Windows or having Microsoft Power BI installed. Guys, if they don't have Power BI installed, of course, they will not be able to see it. All right. If they don't have Power BI installed, there is another method for it. I will come to that also. But to do it offline, they need to have Power BI desktop application, which is free of cost, as you have seen already, for the rest of your life. So they also need to have it. They can open it up and they will be able to have an interactive dashboard just like the way you have it, even in their own laptop. As simple as that. But here's the thing. I have told you, you need to send your Power BI file, correct or not? A lot of smart people right now might be having this question. I want to know how many of you all have this question. Sir, if I only send my Power BI file and not my data, how will my entire dashboard remain interactive? There is no data. How many of you all have this question? Can I have a yes in the Zoom chat? If you are telling me, don't send data, only send Power BI file, how will my entire dashboard remain interactive? है क्या नहीं? तो what do we do in that case? Guys, understand this. Power BI is smarter than me and you combined. Power BI is made by Microsoft, right? So, of course, the thing is, Power BI is so smart and it has so many amazing provisions, specifically in a scenario where you have misplaced your data source, lost your Excel file, it has been misplaced, it has been corrupted, it has been deleted, it has vanished. Whatever happens to your Excel file, Power BI doesn't want you to stop using Power BI, of course, right? So, what if I told you, if that happens, if whatever, for whatever reason, you don't have Excel file after building the dashboard, you deleted, misplaced, didn't send it, whatever the case is, Power BI has a provision that whenever you save your entire Power BI file, it will also take a nice photo, a snapshot of your entire data, and it will save your entire data inside the Power BI dashboard itself. Don't believe me? Let me show it to you. On the left hand side, do you see all these buttons, guys? If you go on the second button, which is called table view, if you click on the table view, you will be seeing something that I'm sure will shock you and blow away your mind. The entire data that you have in Microsoft Excel, it is also available to you right here inside of Microsoft Power BI. And do you see this, guys? How many rows do we have in total? 4115, correct? Isn't that exactly how many orders we have, which is 4115 orders? It means you have your entire data right here as a part of your Microsoft Power BI file, which means all you have to do when you are sharing your entire file is send your Power BI file and your entire dashboard will be remaining interactive because of the entire data which is powered inside of Power BI. How many of you all here have found this entire provision to be super useful? Let me know by dropping in a super useful in the Zoom chat, guys. This is the level of precision and detailing that Power BI has done for you. So no matter whether you send your data or you don't send your data, it doesn't matter. You can literally go ahead and send it to anyone and everyone. All right. So guys, understand, all you have to do is save your dashboard as a Power BI file, send the Power BI file to anyone and everyone, and Power BI software will be required. If you want to have no internet connection while using Power BI, now you need to have your software. There has to be some engine behind it. Now, that engine can be online or offline. Offline, you need the software. All right. And source data is not required to be sent at all. Everyone clear with the entire process, guys? Save your Power BI file, send it on WhatsApp. That's literally the entire process. As simple as that. All good? Perfect. Now, would you like to learn how to share your entire dashboard online? All my MacBook users, all of you all, Power BI service, how many of you all want to explore the entire world of Power BI online? The thing is, when it comes to Microsoft Power BI, there are multiple ways in which you can share your dashboard. Power BI comes in different variations. You have Power BI Desktop, which is what we have seen so far. You have Power BI Service, which is something that pro Power BI developers and Power BI analysts use. Power BI analysts who are getting paid a salary of more than 17, 20, 25 lakh per annum, they do not use Power BI Desktop. What they use is Power BI Service. And we are going to look at everything about Power BI Service as well. And the third one is Power BI mobile application. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that also later. But for now, let's go ahead and understand how Power BI Service, that is the online version of Power BI, works. First of all, guys, let me tell you, Power BI Service is something that you have to pay for. All right, not to me, to Microsoft. So the fee for Microsoft Power BI Service is going to be, if I just show it to you as well, it is going to be 830 rupees. The Power BI Service subscription will be 830 rupees a month plus GST. All right. So that is the total fee of Microsoft Power BI service, 830 rupees a month to use Power BI online, which comes to, I know it's a hefty amount, 5,000 rupees every single half a year, and a total of 10,000 rupees for one entire year. All right. So that is the fee of Power BI service. Want to use amazing things, you need to pay for it as well at some point in your life. As simple as that. However, I will also show you how to get Power BI service for free later. So don't worry about that. So I'll show you all of that. I'll give you all of that as well. Don't worry about that. All right. But for now, it is important for you to learn how Power BI service works. Okay. So let's go ahead and understand how Power BI service works. First of all, Once you have your Power BI account, once you purchase Power BI, Evo, all of that, once you have Power BI basically, and you log into your account, this is how the Power BI service environment looks like. So I have signed into my Power BI account, as you can see, and this is how the entire interface looks like. Now, if you want to get your dashboard that you have made in Power BI desktop offline to online, this is what you need to do. On the left-hand side of Power BI service, do you see this last option called My Workspace? On the left-hand side, bottom left corner, you have My Workspace. What you need to do is click on My Workspace. Easy. Just click on My Workspace. And here you can go to upload. By the way, guys, don't try to purchase Power BI, Evo, all of that right now. You will miss out on your learnings. Please focus on my screen. All of that, I will help you with that later as well. For now, please focus on my screen. Otherwise, you will miss out on your learning. Please don't do that. All right? Chalo. Right here, My Workspace. When you go to My Workspace, you will be having a button called Upload. By the way, all of this is also going to be given to you in your notes. So you don't need to memorize it. All the step-by-step process will be given to you in your notes, just like yesterday's notes. Okay. So upload and go to browse. My Workspace, upload and browse. And all you have to do is upload a Power BI file to your workspace. Everyone finding it very simple, guys. Go to My Workspace, go to upload and upload your file. That's literally how you use Google Drive. It's the same process. How you upload a file on WhatsApp also to someone, same method, nothing different. All right, easy, perfect. So all you have to do is go to My Workspace, go to upload and click on the browse button. And when you click on the browse button, you will be able to select your Power BI file. Whatever the Power BI file is, select it and click on the open button. Okay. Once you click on the open button, you will be having the entire Power BI file uploaded online. And within a few seconds, you will be having everything uploaded the way it is supposed to be uploaded. You see this Power BI dashboard, 14th of July, 11:44, 47 second, all of this, right? So once you upload your Power BI file, you will be having the entire Power BI dashboard, which is called the report. You will also be having something called as a semantic model. Semantic model is what? Nothing but your data source. So your data source, you don't have to upload separately. By default, that is also uploaded in your entire portal. So semantic model is nothing but your entire data source. As simple as that. All right. So right here, you see this Power BI dashboard. And this, by the way, this is the Power BI file just for backup purpose. That's it. Nothing else. So right here, you see this Power BI dashboard report. If you want to have your entire dashboard offline to online in a browser, you can use this on a MacBook, on a Linux device, on a tablet, wherever the hell you want. No problem at all. All you have to do is go to Power BI dashboard. That's it. And once you click on Power BI dashboard report, look at what you have in front of you. Something that I'm sure will help you understand the power of Power BI service. Guys, let me know in the Zoom chat if you have found this to be super useful. You have the entire dashboard now in your browser online, where you do not have to worry about not having Power BI desktop, ye wo kuch nahi. You have the entire dashboard completely online that you can use on any device as well. How easy is this? And if you have this question, sir, can I customize my entire dashboard? Can I edit my entire dashboard? Here's the thing. You can edit your entire dashboard the way you use Power BI desktop. It's literally a Power BI desktop online on Power BI's cloud environment. So for example, if I click on the edit button, okay, here you have the edit button. I can click on it and you see this, guys. It is literally Power BI desktop, but in your browser. Now you understand the importance of it. For example, if I have this column chart and I want to show my profit as another column, there you go. I can use it exactly the way I was using Power BI desktop, but online. So now let me first remove profit. I don't want it, but yeah, there you go. So guys, now that you have seen that it is completely editable, let me know in the Zoom chat if you have found this to be useful. You can edit it, you can modify it the way you have it in your offline environment as well. How about that? All right. And not just that, guys, here is one more thing. You might have this question, but sir, this is uploading the Power BI dashboard. How do I make it in the first place? I'm a MacBook user. How do I make it? I don't have Power BI desktop. No worries. All you have to do is go to the create button. You have the entire process. How you created, got your Excel data, made the entire dashboard, etc., etc. You can do the exact same process online. So instead of uploading, you can start creating an entire dashboard online. You can click on the create button and choose the option of Microsoft Excel, upload your Excel file and start building the entire dashboard. So even if you're a MacBook user or someone who wants to use Power BI service to upload the entire data, whatever the case is, you can do it in Power BI service cloud environment. So all my MacBook users, can you tell me in the Zoom chat if this is something that you have found to be super useful for yourself and now you are happy that even as a MacBook user, you can use Power BI. Drop in a big yes if you're a MacBook user and now you are happy that you can also use Power BI. Yeah, easy. So you can use Power BI service as a MacBook user, and this is how you can leverage the power of Power BI service. Okay? Perfect. Now, guys, it's important for us to also understand once we have this entire dashboard online, how do we go ahead and share our entire dashboard? Once we upload the entire dashboard, we go to my workspace, we go to upload and we upload the file. इससे और simple और कुछ नहीं है. Correct? Once we have the entire Power BI dashboard, how do I share this outside my account? Right? I can't give my login ID and password to everyone, of course. So how do I share it? Here's the thing. How many of y'all here want to learn how to share your entire dashboard in a PowerPoint presentation so that even if the user doesn't have Power BI software, they can use it in a PPT? All right, let's do this. Perfect. So guys, I'm about to show you how you can get this entire dashboard into a PPT. Let's do this. Okay. I will go here to export. Okay. And within export, I have three options. First one is called Analyze in Excel, which is the most useless option that you have in the entire environment. Because if you click on this option, it will convert your entire dashboard into a bunch of pivot tables and tables, which is useless. Third option is called PDF. If you choose the option of PDF, you will literally convert the entire dashboard into a high quality PDF. But I hope you understand that a PDF is never interactive. A PDF, by the nature of it, is never interactive. It is always static. So what you are doing here is basically creating a high quality photo of the entire dashboard. If you want that, might as well take a screenshot. So that's also not very useful. What is useful is the second option called PowerPoint. So you can go here, click on export, click on PowerPoint. And when you do that, you will be having the option to open the entire dashboard inside a PowerPoint presentation. Ready for this? Have a look at it. The moment I click on open in PowerPoint, have a look at it. All right. Open in PowerPoint. I have clicked on it and it will ask me for my permission. It wants to open this application. Don't worry, it is secure. It is basically PowerPoint or Power BI opening PowerPoint. That's it. Okay. So I can click on the open button and you're about to see something that will make sure your meetings from today onwards are going to be super amazing. You see this, guys? My hands are here and I have my entire Power BI dashboard inside a PowerPoint file. I can go ahead and remove everything that I don't want. So I can go here, just remove the unnecessary things. And now I'm going to go ahead and make it bigger. Done. I can remove all of this. By the way, guys, you can also add your other slides. So if you have more slides, no need to maintain separate PPT. You can get all the other slides in this PPT. It is completely editable. And do you see this, guys? Now you have this entire dashboard inside a PowerPoint presentation. And if you have this question, sir, how many of you all have this question, by the way, guys? Do you have this question, sir? Is it interactive or is it static? How many of you all have this question? Interactive, static, what's the case? Guys, the moment I click on central, do you see this? My entire dashboard is completely changing. The moment I click on bookcases, my entire dashboard is completely changing. The moment I scroll down in my table, I'm able to go down in my entire data. So you guys tell me, is it interactive or is it static now? This one single thing, this one single effect of Power BI in PowerPoint is enough for you to separate yourself from the rest of the entire department that you're working in. My question to you is very simple, guys. How many of you all would agree to the fact that in your entire department, where everyone is trying to make a wonderful presentation by using shapes, circle, rectangle, animation, and whatnot. If you come in a meeting and you have this wonderful Power BI dashboard inside your presentation, something that your entire department has never seen, how many of you all feel that's the easiest way for you to separate yourself from the rest of your entire department and make you the number one employee of your company? This is what Power BI is all about. I bet no one in your entire company would be having this kind of improvement, that quality or that skill required to be that number one. Drop in a big yes if you are now able to understand the importance of Power BI. This is what you need to start using. This is what will separate you from everyone else. Make sense? Perfect. All right. Wonderful. All right. Now, guys, here's the thing. Guys, what if I told you this is just one feature of it? Okay, not just that. This is just one feature of it. If I close this, chalo, I'm going to go ahead close this. What if I told you you can actually convert this entire dashboard into a mobile application? Yes, you heard that right. Mobile application. How is that possible? Guys, if I click on the edit button, okay, the thing is, I do not just have the ability to edit my entire dashboard. If you look at the bottom left corner, do you see this one more icon called mobile, or you see this right here? If I click on the mobile button, I can literally create a mobile layout of the entire dashboard manually. However, if I'm feeling very lazy, what will I do? I have a button called auto create. So I can click on the auto create button, and you see this, guys, the entire dashboard is now automatically created for me. I can go ahead, scroll through the entire dashboard, and this is how easy it is going to be for my client or my boss or for myself or for my team to track the performance of my entire company. Once I'm done with this, I can use the Power BI mobile application. So if you go and Google Power BI mobile application, you will find an application in your Google Android Play Store. As you can see, Microsoft Power BI 4.7 rating, wonderful dashboard. You see this? This is what impresses your client. And you can go and search for iOS also. It is there for iOS also. There you go. So you see this? It is also there for our iPhone. Perfect. So now you guys tell me, if from tomorrow onwards, along with everything that you are doing for your manager or for your client, if you give them a mobile application where they can track the performance of their entire company, how many of you all agree your client would happily pay your company a lot more as compared to what they are paying right now? Everyone will. Who will say no to it? Hey, can I? So if your company is making more money because of you, how many of you all agree you will get a better salary appraisal? That's the most simplest of simplest common sense. Yeah. This is the reason why Power BI is so much in demand. Because Power BI creates value. It is not just going to help you decrease expenses, it is going to help a company increase its revenue as well. And this is the importance of it. So you can use it no matter what department you belong to, everywhere. All right. Not just that, guys. Have a look at this. This is just how you can go ahead and use Power BI service for a mobile application as well. Okay? I'm going to show you one more thing. How about you share the entire dashboard with your client directly? No PPT, no mobile application. They can use a link to see the entire dashboard wherever they are. How about that? Have a look at this. You can go to File, go to Embed Report. And by the way, all of this, as I told you, is covered in your notes. So no need to memorize. Don't worry. I'll give you all of this in your notes as well. Okay. As a part of today's session. All right. So I want to go ahead and click on File. And I will go to Embed Report. You can create an entire website out of your dashboard. Have a look at this. Go to File, go to Embed Report, and here I have Publish to Web. You see this Publish to Web? All I have to do is click on Publish to Web. Okay. So Embed Report, Publish to Web. And guys, a lot of people have a misconception about this word public. Do not worry. This word public here basically means that anyone who has the link of your entire dashboard can see your dashboard. It doesn't mean that your dashboard will be available on Google. So someone can search Jatan Shah's dashboard and they will find my entire Power BI dashboard. That's not how it works. Power BI is made by Microsoft. It is used by the biggest of the biggest companies of the entire world, including the likes of Goldman Sachs, BlackRock, Deloitte, EY, KPMG, Capgemini, Accenture, and a whole lot more. it is 100% secure. So your data is going to be secure as well. Do not fear the word public. It basically means anyone who has the link will be allowed to see the dashboard. You can also password protect the entire link. Don't worry about that. Okay. But for now, let me show you how you can publish it as a website. Embed report, publish to web. There you go. Okay. Embed report, publish to web. And you can click on continue and you can click on publish. Again, what do? File, embed report, publish to web. File, embed report, publish to web. File, embed report, publish to web. I hope that's clear. All right. Publish to web, click on continue and click on publish. That's it. And when you do that, you will be having a wonderful Microsoft Power BI link. You see this? app.powerbi.com. And you can copy this link. You can simply copy this link and send it to your boss, client, manager, colleague, anyone on WhatsApp, on email, on your Skype, on your Microsoft Teams. And it's done. Don't believe me? Let me show it to you. Have a look at this. The moment I hit enter, look at this, guys. I'm in an incognito window. I'm not even in my browser. You see this? Incognito window, private window. I haven't logged into my account. And now if I go and put this entire link, do you see this, guys? You literally have this entire dashboard right in front of you. All you have to do is simply play around with the entire dashboard or give it to your client and they will use the entire dashboard the way they want. How many of you all feel that's an amazing feature to have? Let me know in the Zoom chat. A complete interactive dashboard that you can open up on your mobile phone, on your laptop, on any device, no matter what the device is, and your work is done. How awesome is that? How many of you all here want me to give this entire dashboard to all of you as well? Let me know in the Zoom chat. How many of you all want me to give you all the entire link? Let's do this. So all of you all who are on your mobile phone can also leverage the power of Power BI. I don't want anyone to complain, sir, I don't have a dashboard now. We are about to go ahead and also start analyzing our entire data. How many of you all here would like to have the entire dashboard to yourself? Let's do this. Sure, perfect. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and give you all a QR code on my screen. If you are someone who is on your mobile phone, scan the QR code. If you are someone who wants to go to this link directly on your laptop, I have given you all the link in the Zoom chat right now. All you have to do is click on that link. And when you click on that link, you will be able to go to your entire Microsoft Power BI dashboard. So scan the QR code or simply just click on the link which is given to you in the Zoom chat. Once you have the entire Power BI dashboard opened up, click on a few buttons, play around with the entire dashboard. And once you are satisfied, yes, sir, this is an interactive dashboard, drop in a ready in the Zoom chat. We are about to go ahead and also analyze a few questions. I don't want any single person to give me any bahana. Sir, I don't have a dashboard. I have given you my own dashboard. You have paid your valuable 99 rupees for the entire workshop. I want you all to make the most out of it. So no bahanas, no reasons. Go ahead, scan the QR code or click on the link which is given to you in the Zoom chat right now and open up your entire dashboard. If you don't have a dashboard, open up my dashboard and we will be solving questions together. All right, let's do this. Sure, perfect. All right. And guys, if you do not, or if you're unable to click on the link, no problem. You can scan the QR code right here. If you're unable to do that also, I'm giving you all the entire link together. Okay, there you go. I've given you all the link. You can click on the link which is given to you right now. Cool. Perfect. Click on the new link which is given to you. Chalo. Wonderful. Done, sir. Taking time to open up? Yes, because a lot of people are going to that link. It will take some time to open up. Okay. Done, sir. Guys, if the link is not working, not the end of the world. All you need to do is click on the new link. I've given it to you in the Zoom chat right now. Please take it from there. Okay. Chalo. Superb. I opened it on my mobile phone. Lovely. Wonderful. Done, sir. Perfect. Done, 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 done. All right. Perfect. Chalo. Okay, all right, guys. On that note, are you guys ready? Let me know in the Zoom chat if you guys are ready to answer a few questions now. Remember, how many of you all remember we have a meeting tomorrow? Yaad hai ki nahi hai? The entire case study that we started with, we have a very important meeting tomorrow for our promotion and our salary raise. Yaad hai? Yes, remember? Wonderful. All right, perfect. Yes, chalo. So let's go ahead and solve a bunch of questions. I'm going to go ahead and show you a lot of questions one by one. We are going to go ahead and solve all these questions together. The first one, I will solve it for you. So you can understand how you can solve a question. From the next question onwards, you will solve it yourself. Okay. So here is the first question. Okay. I want to find out the total sales from copiers. I want to find out the total sales from copiers, which is nothing but a subcategory of product and only for the economy shipping mode. So I want to find out the total sales from copiers, but only for economy shipping mode. So what do? I will go back to my entire dashboard right here. And I will first of all, because I only want to get the answer for economy shipping mode, I will go and reduce my data only to economy shipping mode by applying a filter. I will go to shipping mode here, apply economy, and my entire dashboard is now according to only economy. Now, if I want to find out the answer of total sales from copiers, I just have to go to my column chart where I have all my subcategories and find copiers. Where is copiers? You see this copiers here, fourth column. And if I click on the fourth column of copiers, I see the answer as 57.1K. If I don't want to look at the overall answer, I want to look at the exact answer. I can hover over copiers and I can see the answer is 57094. That is roughly around 57,000 of sales. 57K of sales is what I have from copiers. And that's literally how easy it has been for you to now answer questions. And once you are done getting the answer, what you need to do is clear your entire selection. Otherwise, for the next question, you will get the wrong answer because you will still be having economy filter. So remove the filter by clicking on the eraser button. It will be at the top right corner. Remove it. And now I want you guys to solve the next question yourself. I've given you an example. I want you guys to solve a question. So guys, can you tell me what is the total sales from France in the year 2017? So I want you guys to go to your entire dashboard and filter the entire dashboard only for the year 2017. How do you do that? You go to your order date and you enter the starting date as the 1st of January 2017 and you enter the ending date as the 31st of December 2017. Just like this. Okay. Once you have your entire data only for 2017, go to your map chart, find where France is, and click on France and tell me what is the total sales that you see. Let me know in the Zoom chat, guys, what is the answer to the total sales of France in the year 2017. The Zoom chat is open for all of y'all. Let's do this. All right. 65.8K. Guys, I can already see so many of y'all dropping in the answer in the Zoom chat right now. 65.8K. All right. 65.8K. All right. I see a lot of people dropping in the answer. 65.8K, 65.8K. Okay. Chalo, guys, how about this? Let me go ahead and do it on my screen itself. Okay. So first of all, I will have to filter out my entire data only for 2017. Correct? Now, I will go ahead and click on France. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and click on France. Once I click on France, the answer that I see as my total sales is only for France, only for 2017 is 65.8K. So absolutely spot on, guys. Let me know in the Zoom chat. I want you all to drop in. Everyone who has gotten the answer as 65.8K, go ahead and drop in a big, proud, confident yes in the Zoom chat. A very big, proud, confident yes with multiple S's in the Zoom chat right now. I see a lot of people dropping in a big, big yes. Guys, from not knowing how Power BI works, within 24 hours, you are solving questions with the help of Power BI. And I cannot be more happy and proud of all of you all. And that's wonderful. With that being said, guys, I'm seeing so many of you all here dropping in a big yes. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and do something even better. How about that? Tap yourself on the back as well. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this. I am going to go ahead and remove the first of all selection. If I don't remove it, I will not get the answer. For anyone who has gotten the answer as 348K, you know where you have gone wrong. You haven't applied the date filter, which was 2017, correct? So now I will go ahead, deselect France, and I should be able to go back to 1.3 million. Okay. Now, here comes another question. I hope you are ready for this. All right. The next question. Can you tell me what is the total profit from only the central region? Tell me what is the total profit only for the central region. So you have somewhere in your entire dashboard, the central region. Click on the central region and look at the total profit that you have coming from the central region. The Zoom chat is open. Let me know what is the answer to the question which is there in front of your screen. Let's do this. Okay. 345.2K. Okay. I see everyone saying 345.2K. Is that the answer? 345.2K. Okay, let's find out. Chalo, let's find out. Guys, have a look at this right here. If I go to my entire dashboard, all I have to do is click on Central. That's it. That's all I have to do. And the moment I click on Central, what is the total profit that I see right here? 345.2K. Let me know in the Zoom chat, guys, how many of you all here drop in a big, proud, confident yes if you have gotten the answer as 345.2K for yourself. I can see Tanuj, Payal, Akshata, Afaq. I can see Vansh, Krunal, Bhavya. I can see Vasudev, Naveen, Mayuresh, Tarsim, Kavita, Kiran, Mohammad, Urvish, Jain, Harshita, Akhilesh, Riya, Susmita. I can see Ravi, Shilpa, Suchitra. I can see Dipali. So many of you all dropping in a big, big yes, guys. Wonderful. I'm so happy for all of you guys. All right. On that note, now let's go ahead, deselect our entire selection from here. And with that being said, we have now also understood how we can answer questions in less than what, 30 seconds? It took us hardly 30 seconds to even answer our questions, and our work is done. Not just that, guys. Here's one more thing. I have been constantly helping you understand the importance of data as well, right? And yesterday, I made you all a promise that I will help you understand how you can build visuals in just less than 5 minutes. How many of you all remember that promise? Can I have a yes? I made you all a promise yesterday while telling you everything which is covered in today's session. Rather, wonderful. So, guys, now it is time for us to enter the world of AI. How many of you all truly agree? Let me know in the Zoom chat that AI and data is going to be the future. If you didn't agree to it, I am sure you would not be on this call, right? Everyone here understands the importance of data and AI. There is a reason why all big companies are shifting to AI and data right now. Think about the biggest companies in the entire world. Nvidia. Nvidia does what? It is into AI, semiconductors. What is Reliance shifting from? Reliance is shifting from your oil to data, isn't it? So data and AI is going to rule the world. And the faster you learn it, the better it is going to be for your career. When it comes to my news is after investing $10 billion in OpenAI, which is the parent company of ChatGPT. Microsoft, after investing $10 billion, started integrating the power of AI in its own applications of Microsoft. And it created several new versions of its already existing applications. It created an AI version of Microsoft Office, which is called Office 365, with the help of which you could use AI to create all your Excel reports, write Excel formulas, create PowerPoint presentations, automate your work, all of this. That was Microsoft Office 365. For Power BI, it integrated AI in its visuals. And I'm so happy to introduce to you the AI powered visuals that Power BI has to offer. And for that to happen, guys, I'm going to go ahead and remove my map chart, okay, just to create some space. Now, here's the thing. I will have to go to the Insert tab. So if I want to use all these AI visuals, there are several AI visuals in Microsoft Power BI, and a lot of people are not even aware about it. When it comes to the AI powered visuals in Power BI, guys, all I have to do is go to the Insert tab. And when I go to the Insert tab, I have an entire section called AI visuals. I have the Q&A AI visual, the key influencers AI visual, the decomposition tree, the narrative AI visual, all of this. But this is what mediocre Power BI users are aware about. A lot of Power BI users still do not understand that these are not the only AI visuals that you have in Power BI. What if I told you there are a total of more than 12 AI visuals that Power BI has to offer. In fact, I'll tell you something more. Not just that, guys, out of syllabus hai thoda, but I'll tell you also one more thing. Not just that, Power BI has the ability to actually help you create your own visual. So if you think, sir, so many visuals are there in Power BI, wonderful. What if I told you this is a trailer? Power BI allows you, without any coding knowledge, to create your own visuals. And if you click on the three dots, do you see this option, guys? Import a visual from a file, which means you can literally create with Power BI's own different platforms without any coding, the kind of visuals you want to create. You can combine the pie chart and the area chart. You can combine the column chart and the table. You can do whatever you want, create your own visuals. And you can even use that inside of Power BI. So you have a dashboard with the kind of visuals that no one has ever seen as well. How many of you all here found this entire customizable option to be super useful? You can make your own Power BI visuals without any coding. And this, again, all of this is, by the way, a part of advanced Power BI. So I will not dive deep into it right now. But what is more important for you right now is to understand the power of AI. All right. So let us go ahead and explore one out of the many options that we have when it comes to AI powered visuals. The first one here is called a Q&A visual. Guys, I can click on the Q&A visual right here. And the moment I click on the Q&A visual, I will be having the Q&A visual inserted inside my Power BI dashboard, just like this. And I can make it a little bit bigger. If you always wanted to, for your data, have a Google-like assistant. How we go to Google and we ask a question and we get the answer. What is the weather today? 24 degrees, right? Which city is the capital of, let's say, Maharashtra? And we get the answer, right? Same way, what if you want to talk to your data? How do you talk to your data with the help of this Q&A visual? You can ask a question and get the answer almost instantly. This entire visual is going to change the way you analyze your data. Earlier, we have seen how to answer all these questions on just the click of a few buttons. Now I'm going to go ahead and make it even easier for you. So guys, if I want to find out anything about my data, all I have to do is go here and type that question. For example, total, I just have to type total and whatever I want. For example, total profit. Okay. And the moment I type this total profit, I can go ahead and click on this submit button. And when I click on this submit button, there you go. Within 3 seconds, it has gotten the answer. The total profit is 6,27,000. How many of you all here are mind blown by how fast this was? All the calculations done internally. Drop in MB in the chat if you are mind blown by how amazing this was. Just have to type in whatever you want and your work is done. Not just that, guys, with the help of AI, you can literally solve questions also. For example, let's say I want to solve the question number 1. How about that? All I have to do is type in my question. For example, I just have to go here and I say total sales for copiers for economy. That's it. And I get the answer. How many of you all remember the answer that we got was also 57,000? Drop in a big yes if you absolutely are in love with this feature. This is what can change the way you analyze and work with your data. How about that? Not just that, guys. Abhi to trailer hai. I will show you the entire picture also. Wait for it. Not just that. Let me try one more question. How about the next one? All I have to do, total sales from France in 2017. All I have to do is say total sales from France in 2017. I get the answer. How many of you all got the answer as 66K? Can I have a big yes in the Zoom chat? How about that? Yeah, awesome. This is what you can do with the help of AI. Solve questions. And if you think we are going to stop here, we are not. This is just a part of this Q&A feature. What if I told you, with the help of this AI visual, AI is transforming Power BI. Trust me when I say this. You also have, by the way, Copilot. You see this Copilot? You now have Copilot that you can use inside of Power BI as well. Not just that, guys. How about this? Guys, if I want to create a visual, I told you I will help you create an entire dashboard in just a few minutes. Let me give you an example. Guys, have a look at this. Right here, I have this entire column chart. If I want to recreate this entire column chart, what do I have to do? This is all that I have to do. I just have to go and describe what I want. For example, I will simply say sales by subcategory. That's it. Sales by subcategory. Easy. The moment I hit enter, how many of you all here are able to see a wonderful bar chart just by typing three words? Sales by subcategory. Crazy? Insane? How about that? Not just that, guys. I know a lot of people might have this question, sir. This is not exact. This is thoda different. Here you have a column chart. Here you have a bar chart. How is it same? All you have to do, if you want to convert this bar chart, let's say into a column chart, is describe your issue. Describe what you want. For example, sales by subcategory as column chart. All I have to do is say as column chart. And the moment I hit send, there you go. Now you have your column chart. You guys tell me in the Zoom chat. I will not even tell you. You guys tell me how many of y'all agree this and this chart is the exact same. Now, how many of y'all believe that you can also make a Power BI dashboard in just a few minutes? Have I stayed true to my promise? I made y'all a promise yesterday. I will teach you how to build visuals in just a few minutes. Have I stayed completely true to my promise? Would that be awesome? If I could show you how to convert this entire visual into an actual visual as well. Everything that I've told you, I have delivered on each and everything, isn't it? Not just that, guys. Here's the best part. You can literally convert this entire visual into a proper Q&A visual. All you have to do is click on this button. You see this button, guys? Turn this result into a visual. So if you have this entire visual that you are happy with, and you want to actually make it a column chart, and you want to edit it just like this. You see this? This is a column chart. But this is not a column chart. So how do you convert it to a column chart? Just click on this button called as turn this result into a standard visual. The moment you do that, boom, now you have your entire column chart the way it is supposed to be. Your subcategory, your axis, your X and Y axis, everything is added the way it is supposed to be added right here as well. So guys, now let me know if you're happy with the output that the entire Q&A visual has given you as well. Well, this is what you can do inside of Microsoft Power BI, and we have literally learned so many amazing functions. In the last 24 hours, we have literally gone from zero to hero in Microsoft Power BI, learned a lot of functions, a lot of visuals, a lot of things, and it is absolutely important for us to summarize everything that we have learned so far before we proceed further, so you do not have to forget it, right? So guys, here's a quick summary of everything that we have learned, and I want you guys to go ahead and drop in a big yes at every single learning that you have found to be super useful. So far, we have gone from having zero knowledge. Yesterday, 6:59 p.m., before we started, you had zero knowledge how to use Microsoft Power BI. And within a span of 24 hours, less than one day itself, you have gone from having zero knowledge to understanding all about how to install Microsoft Power BI for absolutely free. Along with that, we have learned how to load our data from Microsoft Excel to Microsoft Power BI. Go ahead and drop in a big yes if you have found this to be super useful. I can already see Antra, Akhilesh, I can see Annie, Shubham, Babu, Sai Chandra, Anuradha, I can see Shubham, I can see Rahul, Shirisha dropping in a big yes. Guys, I am in love with the kind of energy you guys are having right now in the Zoom chat. Everyone is responding, everyone is engaging, and that's wonderful. Not just that, guys, we have also learned how to create the card visual for our sales, our cost, our profit as well. We have learned how to create a table visual to show our customer list. Learned how to create a column chart with our KPIs of total sales against every single subcategory of data that we have. We have learned how to create a line chart. Go ahead and drop in a big yes if you have found everything so far to be super useful. Along with that, we have learned how to create a pie chart. I can see Akanksha, Rajesh, Shivani, I can see Khushi dropping in a big yes. Along with that, we have learned how to create a map chart for our entire dashboard. We have learned how to add slicers, that is filters, for our entire dashboard, not one, but two of them. Learned how to refresh our entire dashboard as well just by following a two-button process. Added interactivity to our entire dashboard in the form of highlight, filter, and none. We have learned how to share our entire dashboard offline, online, in a PPT, in a website, on a mobile app, everywhere. We have learned how to answer questions in just 30 seconds by using the power of Power BI, and we have also learned so far how to use the Q&A visual to literally answer any and all questions and even build visuals. Guys,